Oh yeah.
All right. Yes, go ahead. Just keep in mind that Twitch is now listening.
I have some friends who might be watching over Twitch tonight. I've linked both of them to stream. Just letting you know. There might be
Awesome.
actual chat activities tonight.
Oh no.
Or whatever.
Are we gonna start experiencing chat gets to vote about certain things?
No. No, that is definitely not something that's going to happen.
Just one person in chat. All right, one person, vote.
Wait a minute. That's not how this is supposed to work at all.
Kill the NPC? That wasn't the question, but we'll do it.
What if they send you money?
I mean, look, all right. I am very susceptible to bribery. I'm very, very, very susceptible to bribery. Okay, let's get this going. All right. Where are my notes? Doc, quit hiding my notes, jerk.
They're my notes now.
No. So, when last we left our heroes, Nate the Human Rager, Gobs the Smurflin Hexblade, Othokent the Lizard Folk Life Domain Cleric, and Abraham Grissom the Human Wizard. Our friends almost got cut in half by a half giant with a bad attitude and a big axe, and he knew how to shake it and bring all the boys to the yard. After that fight, they decided to try to retreat, where, upon getting to the bottom of the service ladders, they saw the guards had shown up in force, the Corsairs, after discovering that the Etten had fallen asleep and been derelict of his duty. They started to sneak back up, took a breather to regather their wits and recharge a little bit, and then they proceeded back up and continued to fight the forces that were holding the towers, the good old Glitter Eyes gang. After clearing out what seems to be the remaining numbers of them, they have come to a point in the tunnel system where they see a dissolved hole in a portcullis, and it is unknown what lies ahead of them. And that's where we pick up. Let me move us to our map.
You're the map.
Mom's the map.
I hope
That's
no one's
the map.
And, oh, come on. 1 second.
I hope my mom isn't the map. We burned her.
That would be extremely fucked up. Not that what we do in general in this game isn't extremely fucked up. I mean,
all right, so just as a reminder, in this room, there are several kobold skeletons and some of the little fire creature skeletons. There's a portcullis down the hallway in front of you that you can see that has a dissolved section missing from the bars. And that's where we are at. And give me just one moment. You guys can feel free to converse on what you're going to do next while I step away momentarily.
All right, Gobs, this is gonna sting a lot.
What? Ow! Why?
Because you were hurt. I believe
Well-
I could see part of your spleen. That's not natural.
What is a spleen?
Think of it as a giant filter for your bloodstream.
Is it bad if you remove it from someone?
Definitely.
Teach me where it is sometime.
I mean, if you want to go for internal organs that lead to a high chance of death, just aim for the lungs or the big intestine. Often leads to sepsis.
I have no clue what that is, but it sounds awesome.
Well, it's definitely painful. Well, looking at my medic bag, I've already emptied one of them. And this med kit is almost halfway empty. I
Yeah.
underprepared for this.
It's been quite rough. Rough.
You don't think any of us are ready for this, but we'll manage.
I hope so.
So, you said something about an ooze?
Yes.
All right, I'm back.
Yes, a big gelatinous
Welcome back.
ooze is the evidence I'm seeing in front of me. These skeletons have been dissolved down to nothing but what could not be left behind. Well, it could dissolve the bones. I mean, you just decided to leave them behind. I don't know. But everything appears to be the same, as if a gelatinous cube came through, including the cube-shaped hole in that fence. Gate. I think he said it's gate.
It's a portcullis, to be specific.
So it's a half fence, half gate. Gotcha. So I was
Yeah.
right in both accounts.
Yes.
It's a portcullis if you're a massive pedantic nerd. Which we all are.
And if there's multiple of them, are they portculli?
What do you
No,
call
the
a flock of...
No, they're portcullis.
Gotcha.
So what do you call a flock of them? A cage?
A barrier of portcullis. Look at, come on, Webster, put that in your dictionary, you jerks.
So, be on the lookout for something nearly invisible and cube-shaped.
Okay.
What, it's
So
not that
are we
hard. It's fairly
supposed
unique.
to just poke in front of us?
Man, it's one way. You might
That's
lose what you're
good.
poking, though. It is dissolving everything it touches.
I might have an idea. And I'm gonna take out my pack of cigarettes. Time for everyone to start smoking.
No.
I'll just use a torch.
I'm more meant
Oh.
to generate smoke.
I don't think I need to put that in my lungs for it to be useful.
How else are you gonna project it outward?
You could put it in a ball, wrap it in cheesecloth, put a little cinder in there to produce some smoke, throw it down the way. I have to inhale it.
Do you have all those things on you?
I have an herbalism kit, and I got some incense. Maybe some. I don't. Well, I'm out of cloth.
I have some bandages if you need.
Well, I'm just thinking it was an idea. And I don't want to smoke it, and you challenged me to how to alter it. And he shuts up.
Come on, all the cool kids are doing it.
He's flustered and glares.
You're probably right. It's a bad idea to smoke. She says as she lights one up.
Excellent.
Abraham just harumphs.
I mean, I have some rope if that's a decent smoke generator.
It's her idea. I just say we just be careful.
Well, I do not know the flammability and smoke point of things. I'm a doctor, not a wilderness survivor.
I just know this thing makes it almost feel like I'm breathing fire.
Just gonna turn on a torch.
I had an adoptive sister who could breathe fire.
What, really?
Yes, and that's when we realized you weren't list folk.
Wait, she weren't or you
Dragonborn.
are?
Indeed, Abraham.
Wait, so
Must have
you're...
been.
Somewhat.
Are you not a lizard folk?
No, I am. She was my adoptive sister.
Oh.
You
Right.
missed the A word.
Yeah.
So the hole in the gate is this first one here,
Yes.
and this
The other
one's
one seems to
fully
be whole.
closed.
Yep.
And same lighting on both sides, like, or all around still, that same yellow surface lighting.
Yes, still the same yellow service lighting.
So when we see down here into these other rooms, do they appear to go to the same room, or is there evidence that they're different rooms? Like this is a pump room and this is a gate room.
From this distance, you can't really tell.
Okay.
It's a bit far with the lighting that you have to see clearly into that room.
I have an idea. I pull out one of my torches and I prefer it like, please light it for me, and offer it to the Nathaniel.
Well, sure.
Because you already lit a torch, so I'm just saying, hey, here, light mine.
Yep.
So I
There
take
you
my
go.
So I take my lit torch and I walk up to the entrance, not going in there, walking up to the entrance. I'm going to do a perception check and I'm going to huck that thing through the opening.
Okay. All right. So go up to the opening.
No, I'm hucking it. I don't trust the hallway. I'm
Oh,
going to make a perception check down the hallway and I'm going to huck it down the hallway towards the opening. Like, I don't trust my perception to be able to see a gelatinous ooze. Okay.
all right. So from there, you're trying to throw down
I'm
there.
just going to throw it down there, aiming towards there. Am I going to reach it? Can't say I will, but that's what I'm doing because I don't trust this
All right.
pathway.
Give me a ranged weapon attack with disadvantage.
You're the strongest of us.
I am the strongest of me.
Hashtag muscle wizard.
To all watchers, our wizard is the strongest party member in terms of raw physical strength.
Yep, I decided to dump stat my wisdom and my charisma and focus on physical just for RP reasons of the character having a hard early life.
All right. So yeah, ranged weapon attack
But I'm not
With-
proficient in it, so I'll
with
take that off.
disadvantage. Yeah. So it's basically just a dex check.
Strength check, wouldn't it be, since I'm throwing? And is it always strength check? like
Ranged
your-
is dex.
was it strength
Um,
damage?
Not necessarily. Wait, no, you're right, you're right. Wait, is it? No, I think thrown are strength. Unless they're a finesse weapon.
If it has the thrown category, then you can use strength.
Okay, you can do a strength check if you'd like.
Okay, I was just checking because Dex is higher and I can use Dex, but I just literally thought it was.
Yeah, use whichever one you prefer.
Give it a decent huck down the middle of the.
And this is supposed to be with disadvantage, so one more for me.
Oh, you are correct.
Okay.
Decent.
So you're able to throw. You end up landing. Here, let me go back to select tool. Right about there.
And it just lands, just clatters, and just lays there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems
Sputters
safe
a little bit.
Seems safe so far. Let me go get that thing. Let me go pick it up.
Okay.
Sure.
Mhm.
I will
I've
keep an eye
rotated it.
out.
I rotate it to let the torch recover since it said it sputtered. You know.
Give me a
rotate it.
perception check while you're down there.
I was going to make a perception check before I threw it too, so I don't know if that matters. While I'm down there.
So we'll call that your before. Roll it one more time.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to reveal. You can tell that it's a large room similar to the size that you just left
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
in shape.
Yeah.
And there is something that branches off to the left, so I'll give you that much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the room opens up and may connect to the other tunnel room. I'm not sure.
I will say you hear humming. There's some type of pumping station mechanically in there. Yeah.
There's some machinery up
And with
there.
that perception, I'll say you can see it. That room, it's a large room just to give them room to work. But up against the walls are going to be things like, pumps and tubing and whatnot.
Okay. And another huck with disadvantage.
Go for it.
16.
All right, you're able to drop it all. It flies all the way in and to, I'd say, here. So that was a good
Yeah.
throw.
Tunnel's clear. We can move through. No cubes here.
Should we drag a rope behind us and check it every once in a while?
If you want to. Tie it to your butt if you want to. Or Othokent's tail.
Sure. I'm gonna tie a rope to my tail and just let it slack behind me.
Until somebody comes up behind you and grabs it.
Yank.
Steps on it.
Trip
no.
on it.
No, Oth is elicited. He's just gonna go pop, and now he doesn't have a tail.
So I think you said it was right there. I'm just gonna go pick it up. In this
Yep.
room, it's a big bunch of pumping equipment.
Yep. And there's a
Is there?
different to your left now that you can see a little bit down there. Looks like a different pumping station, but this area is different. You see more boxes and whatnot, and you start to see the tail end of a large skeleton, but you can't really tell what it is from that direction.
In this room.
Yeah.
Careful, there's a big old skeleton in there.
Wait,
Point in that direction.
In
This-
Careful.
room or
This is a
this?
solid door. The
This
skeleton, he starts to see what looks like a bony tail right about here.
in the adjacent room to the left,
Okay,
Like,
thank you.
skeleton that is moving, or why should we
laying
be
on the
careful?
ground. Because
Yeah,
if
it's like-
if it's a gigantic skeleton, it may have died to the same reasons that the kobolds died, and there's a cube. And if a cube ate that, well, either it was already dead or it killed it.
I'll say you
careful.
guys can clearly see down this way. But that upper gate, that's actually a solid door, a large metal door.
Okay.
Can we tell what kind of metal?
Just steel,
Okay.
stainless steel. It's gritty and grease covered, but it's just a normal metal service door. Nate, as you get up there, I will reveal the rest of this room because you'd be able to see in there.
I was
So-
about to say I would peek around.
So where this room seems, the room you're in seems water related, this other one seems power related. And now that you can get a good look in there, you see it's not a skeleton as you would typically expect it to be. It is a very large dragon skeleton, but its bones aren't bone. There's some type of translucent stone.
That is peculiar.
If you want to do a, I guess, nature check to try to figure out what kind of stone it is, I would, or an arcana check, either one of those.
Sure.
I just realized what you did to this map. I'm very disappointed in you.
What did I do?
You made a penis.
Did I?
There in the
Hey,
middle.
I did. Nice. Nice.
It's a little
Nice
hangs a little
cock,
bit
King.
to the left. Yep, hangs
Yeah.
to the left.
Yep. But yeah, you see, it's some kind of stone. It looks pretty.
Yeah, strange bones
What's
And
strange
something
about them?
stone
Translucent. What?
thing.
You sure that's bone?
No.
What are you talking
You can
about?
you can give me an arcana check, but this one's going to be pretty tough.
I'm going to. Okay.
Yeah, it's some kind of dragon. You really don't know what kind though.
Is a dragon's bone supposed to look like that?
No, as far as I know, dragons have bones like us. There's just different and stronger and but bones. Torch Huck. I want to throw it into this room.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, I not failed. My torch went
Yeah,
out or something
you go to throw it and it does go out, unfortunately.
in midair. Oh, fuck this. Stupid torches.
You can use mine.
Sure. I'll throw that one too. Why not? There. Didn't go out this time. Just didn't go very far.
Yeah, it goes like 3 feet and falls on the ground.
I'm gonna pick it up. Do it again. There we go. A little bit farther. Let me just go pick it up and do it again.
Okay. So,
There, I just work my
Mr.
way in here.
Grissom,
What? I'm trying to get being safe.
So as you're in here, you can see the skeleton
Nah.
quite a bit better.
Yes.
I will tell you that the bones, the stone, it's a golden yellow transparent stone.
Ooh, pretty.
Oh, Mr.
Hard.
Yeah,
Grissom.
the entire skeleton is made out of this material.
This is
Mr.
interesting.
Grissom, you've pretty much entered the room already, so...
Yes. I'll go pick up my torch again. Yeah. Oh, the skeleton's right here. Ooh. How does it feel?
Very hard, very smooth. In every way, it's like somebody constructed a dragon skeleton out of this stone.
This doesn't look wholly natural, but do I see like indications that it's like a natural skeleton just of this material?
You can give me a nature check.
Without disadvantage, it would have been a 20.
Yeah, I mean, it literally looks like what you'd expect. Like if you had grown a crystal, right, in the shape of this is what it would look like. So it looks. It doesn't look. You don't see anything on it like the scratches or the markings that you would expect because you've examined some cut gems from people bringing them into your shop. It doesn't look cut. It looks like it.
Does the bones themselves, like especially around the joints, look like it has vascular openings in order for like the marrow to be reached by the cardiovascular system, stuff like that? Does it look like it has the porous structure on the joints and stuff like that to make it look like this had been grown to be a real skeleton? That's what I'm trying to get at.
And every which way you look at it with that nature check, if it wasn't transparent and golden yellow, you would think you're looking at a normal skeleton. Outside of the material it's made out of, it looks like what you'd expect a normal skeleton.
So this looks like a very. So my assumption is this is going to be like a natural skeleton of a very special dragon that I have no idea what it is.
That would be an intelligent assumption I would expect your character to come to.
Okay. This is a rarity. Rarity.
Based on the size of it, this was definitely an adult dragon. So it wasn't weak or anything like that. So this is an adult dragon. Not an ancient, but an adult.
This appears to be a fully grown dragon that had been dissolved and its bones revealed. But its bones are unusual, indicating a species never before seen. At least I've never read about it before. This is fascinating.
I will say even the tendons are still there. They're that same material, but somehow flexible, but just as tough. So it's like you would have to, like, say you wanted to take a finger bone, it's not just going to detach. You're going to have to
I wasn't planning on it. This is one of those things that I want to study in, like, full before I make any plans.
Right. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that you could still see it's not as transparent, the tendon type material, because it's a flexible version of this golden material, but it's still transparent. But not as transparent because it's definitely like a stranded version. Between all of that. But yeah, every other soft tissue is gone except for so all that's left is the bones and these strange ligaments.
And the eyes gone too, just the hollow skull. Okay.
Yeah, all the soft tissue's gone, and all the scales are gone.
Why is it here? Of all places.
Yeah.
Fascinating specimen.
Does it even fit through these hallways? Like, could it have gotten here on its own?
Up and down, like up and down the shaft, maybe?
No, I'm mostly talking just the hallways into these rooms.
The smaller hallways that you came through, no, but like this connector hallway, it could have, and it could have gone through, like, say, the steel door that I was mentioning. If it would have been a tight fit to go through there. There's also a exhaust tunnel up in the ceiling. These rooms are about 55 feet tall, and there's a large, like, exhaust tunnel going up from here. Like, you can see a little bit of daylight here because you're right underneath the city level. So there's a pipe that goes up that you can see as you look up. It goes up and turns to the side. So you would expect, based off of the nature of the sales level, maybe this is an air vent that goes out the sides rather than going up into the streets. It would go out the side. So you're kind of near one of the outside edges of the bow of the sales level.
So
If
I
that
could
makes
imagine,
sense.
like, if he went through this doorway, it might actually open up to open air, and that would explain how it got in here.
Or it came through the exhaust port above you.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying I don't want to know what the fuck that thing is, because I absolutely do. I'm just saying I don't think we're gonna have the time to start it properly here.
But if I leave it, I might never get a chance again.
I mean, can we break some of it off and
Yeah,
you can
No,
study that?
no. You leave it intact. I need to study the whole thing.
Yes, but some of it is better than none of it.
I'd rather take the chance of being able to come back here than destroy it. It's rare, never seen before.
Just
I mean,
take a claw.
You take a claw. You get past me. You don't do that thing to rare find.
what if we took pictures? Can you use that?
Yes, maybe it's not good enough. How am I going to study it with pictures? I can't touch it. I can't feel it or weigh it or measure its spectrosity. I just can't.
Calm down,
very
Abraham.
frustrated.
It's bad for your blood pressure.
Mm.
Now, we have been here for a while, but it doesn't seem like anything is currently trying to murder us, so take a moment to look at it and investigate.
Yes.
But we do not have all day for you to study it.
No, you're right. It's just the frustration of having to make the choice to leave it behind.
I know,
Hey,
but
Gobs, do me a favor.
Yep.
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Just a normal perception check, coming right up.
Plus minus one.
Awesome.
Yeah, because exhausted.
So here's something I want to point out to you, because again, with you kind of being a street urchin scavenger, I think you would notice this.
Hmm?
Right here,
I
see-
don't see where you're marking.
am I not pinging?
the
It's
right.
down the tunnel.
Yeah.
No,
right,
it's
always
just that I was zoomed in, so I likely didn't see where.
Ah,
There we go.
can you see it now?
Yeah, I can now.
All right, right there you see there's a bag, actually two different bags. You see a case, like that you would store something in, like a long, like maybe 2 or 3 foot long tubular case. You see, let's see, you see a couple glass bottles.
Hmm.
And interestingly, you see what looks like a large gem that's made out of the same material as the skeleton, but it also has kind of webbing around it, right? Like it's kind of encased with a platinum silvery, almost like a spider web across it.
Yeah.
And you see that all of that just laying there on the ground right there. Just
Yeah.
from the light of the torch, that platinum kind of glimmered, and you caught it out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah. Also, I'm currently lighting it up with a flashlight.
Mm.
Because some of us aren't in the Middle Ages anymore.
Yes, but throwing a flashlight is not nearly as disposable as throwing a torch.
That is true. Guys, there's something here.
What?
Hostile.
An invisible creature, is it? What I've been
Um,
expecting the whole time.
Not exactly, just stuff.
Hmm?
Like someone left this place in a hurry, it seems. Almost dissolved instantly where they stood, either or.
Interesting. I'd be very careful.
Now I'm gonna go check it.
Otho, how is your rope?
Let's take this torch here and throw it down that way. So I line up here and start hucking it. Watch out!
Right
Go
into
ahead and roll
God's
it for me.
neck.
Ow.
It doesn't go very far. It doesn't even
I
go as
pick it up.
far as.
Oops.
Yep.
Aha!
So why aren't you tying a rope to it so you can just pull it back?
Because I don't want to lose a rope too if I throw it into a gelatinous ooze.
Would it like slurp up the rope like it was spaghetti?
That one went out too. These damn torches.
I need you to roll another one without disadvantage. Okay, so it slips out of your hand and thankfully misses Gobs as it falls backwards out of your hand and almost lands on her.
He pulls out another torch and starts lighting it to do it again.
I mean, you could pick it up. It's literally right behind you.
I thought it went out because I rolled in that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could pull it, you could pick it up and light it again.
Hmm.
Just saying.
Okay. Reuse it, relight it.
All right.
While I'm fuddling with that, they're probably moving on past me.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do this just so we can make sure we're in good shape. Let's go ahead and let's roll initiative just so everybody's getting to take actions as they wish.
Aw, come on, you could have rolled one less.
I'm just keeping
No.
my.
So go ahead and do initiative for me, though, Nate, just so we can have an order of what everybody wants to do, so we're not verbally
Even if you
stepping on
wanna-
each other.
Even if you
I
want
have
to do
clicked.
nothing.
It's just being slow.
Oh, took forever. Gotcha.
I hate when it does that.
All right. So, Nate, what would you like to do?
Well, I am just keeping an eye out and listening for sounds.
Okay.
Readying my
All right.
bow.
All right. So you're going to hold where you're at currently.
I will move down here.
All right. Sounds good. Anything else you'd like to do?
So I can check here and there and here.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, just readying my bow, and if anything hostile shows up, I will shoot.
Awesome. Othokent, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna go and take a couple of steps up here.
Okay.
What kind of door is it that's blocking the hallway over there?
It's a solid metal door. Looks like it's one of those that slides up and down from the ceiling, but it looks fairly heavy.
Fair enough.
Do me a favor. Give me a perception check while you're standing there.
Sure.
This isn't very hard. It's just something as you're looking at that door, you kind of look over here and you realize there's slots in the floor. And if you look up towards the top of the hallway, you see spiky things sticking out of them. There is another metal door on this side of identical make, but it's lifted up. It's up in the ceiling.
Ah. Well, I am going to point that out to my allies.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sure.
Yep. And you know,
Alright.
while I'm standing there, I'm just going to cast this on myself in case I need to do more skill checks.
Awesome.
And that's my turn.
Sounds good. Awesome. Gobs, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move up here to just in front of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna shock and it'll just blast down the hall.
What's the range on your Eldritch Blast?
120 feet, exactly to there.
All right,
Just
go ahead.
aiming at the wall. Just
Okay. Go ahead
you
and
still-
give me an attack roll.
There you go. It's a 15.
Okay. Let's go ahead and.
Wait. It added in bless. It is. I don't have bless anymore. My bad. So it's a 13.
Okay. Perfectly fine either way. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
Okay. 7.
About halfway down the hallway. You're watching it. What's your Eldritch Blast normally look like? Remind me.
My Eldritch Blast is it's just sort of pointing the sword down there and shooting this sort of black, viscous-looking, almost liquidy ball that sort of spins as it flies.
I will say, as it goes down the hallway, it's still kind of hard to tell exactly where this happens, but as it goes down the hallway, you do see the visual blackness kind of get murky for a moment. And it continues through and hits the wall past that.
Huh.
But it's hard to tell exactly where the wobbliness happened.
Perception to get a rough idea?
Sure.
Without disadvantage, I'm expecting.
Yeah, no disadvantage on this one.
Never mind. 5.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's something weird about that hallway, but you don't know what it was or where exactly it was.
Huh. Yeah, there's something in that hallway.
Seems like we found our blob.
I mean, I could just keep peltering it. I don't know how many of these I can do. I've yet to run out.
I mean, hearing that, I might as well shoot.
Sure.
Okay, were you holding your action to shoot?
Yes.
Okay,
I
go ahead and take an
said so.
attack action with disadvantage because you don't really know what or where you're shooting.
Of course.
Or well, let's do this first.
Oh.
So hold off on that. So we're going to pretend that roll didn't happen. Give me a perception check now that you're looking in a direct area without disadvantage. Okay. So when you look, you can definitely see a texture change. Right where that treasure is. There's a texture change in the air. So you can make your attack with just normal straight roll.
Okay.
So redo your attack as a normal straight roll.
Too bad.
That hits. All right. So I don't know if you've ever seen what it looks like when a bullet gets shot into ballistics gel.
Yes.
It looks like that.
Neat.
So you see that happen, and so 9 damage puts us there. Hey, look, there's a gelatinous cube right there.
Oh, heck, that means I lose my arrow, doesn't it?
I'm sorry. I am back. Neighbors are having a gender reveal party. Popped one of those confetti balloon things and just talking to a guy who was offering to clean it up for me. He came by, he's like, "Oh no, man, sorry about that. I can come by and clean it up."
I mean, at
Well,
least
that's
it's
nice.
not a Florida one, so
At least they didn't start a forest fire.
yeah.
Nope, it's just a confetti balloon that they popped for a gender reveal. It's not that big a deal. It's just all paper confetti, not that plastic shit, so biodegradable.
At least they're being conscious. That's nice.
Had to go deal with that. Anyways.
Oop. Let's move you to. Nope. There. Okay.
Okay, so I was right. He is down there.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Gobs, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I'm guessing I still haven't seen it, so no.
I would say between the waviness you saw and then seeing Nate very accurately put an arrow into it, I would say that you guys can see where it's at. Now that you see that little channel that Nate's arrow went through, you guys go, oh, that is what I'm seeing. That blurriness is the cube. So I'll say yes, you can see it.
All right, cube confirmed. How fast do these things move? Should we run? And that's what I'm ending my turn with. Just sort of the slightly panicky rambling.
Mr. Grissom, you're the
Abraham,
expert.
it's your
How
turn.
fast can it move?
You'd have to do an Arcana check to know.
I did. Last session when I figured out that it was a cube. 9. It goes 9 feet per second.
You would at least know this. Oozes in general are not very quick whatsoever.
Yeah, oozes are slow. Just concentrate your firepower on it.
I don't have fire powers. I have arm powers.
Well, use your arms to throw fire at it, then.
I don't have fire.
That's a ranged touch. That's a ranged attack. What do I do?
I'm
I
so
have
tempted.
one spell slot. One spell slot. Do I use it? Never mind, I actually don't have chromatic orb prepared. There is no selection, so it's either magic missile or firebolt. Are they weak to anything? Would that Arcana check ever give me anything about what they might be weak to?
As far as you know, they're not particularly weak or strong against anything.
Okay. I'm going to hit it with a firebolt and see what happens.
Okay. Let's go for it. Regular roll, not advantage or disadvantage. That hits.
Can see the dissolving arrow.
4 damage.
Okay. It hits it squarely, leaves a
Sizzles.
scorch mark on the outside, sizzles, right?
Mhm.
And there you go.
Thank you.
All right, what else would you like to do?
That'll be it for my turn because I don't need to move. I don't feel I need to move, so I'm going to stay here. So that'll be it.
Yep. All right, it is its turn. It's very, very stupid. And it is going to make a dash action
And move 40 feet.
and move 30 feet. And that's the
What?
end of its turn.
What?
Gelatinous cubes are slow as fuck.
Yep.
I feel a lot better about this encounter all of a sudden.
Nate. Also, the goodies that you saw are moving with it.
Hmm. Well, they were not lying on the floor; they were like hovering.
They were
Very
floating?
slightly. They were very
Yeah.
slightly floating.
They had settled into the bottom of them, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense.
Gonna be aiming and try a sharpshooter.
Go for it.
No. Mr. Grissom, I'm sorry.
Roll a d20 for me. See how bad the failure is.
No.
Have to restring your bow.
All right. Yeah, you just miss. You actually hit one of those teeth on the doorway that's not closed. And the arrow shatters. So that you're down 2 arrows.
Yeah.
What else would you like to do?
Find an infinite quiver, so I stop losing arrows.
Yes. I infinitely quiver.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
Nate has a thing for geometric
Oozes.
shapes.
He's got that slime girl fetish.
Speaking of infinitely quivering, our sponsor for today is Adam and Eve.
Shiva and Queeve.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Well, that is my turn.
Alrighty. Othokent, what would you like to do, my friend?
Well, I'm gonna take a step forward first, so it's within range,
Mm-hmm.
and just make sure. Yep. And then I'm going to toll the dead. Ding
Do
dong.
your tolling.
Oh, max damage.
Please don't
Nice.
save.
Wisdom save.
What's the thing? There's no wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, it rolled a 10, and it's got a -2, so it got an 8. So it will take all 12 damage.
Haha.
Nice.
Also, I will just say when the dragon skeleton was mentioned, I was kind of wanting to joke with Abraham and say I could turn it into javelins, but I digress. That's my turn.
I'm not against turning that thing into stuff. I just want to study it first.
Can you turn it into arrows?
No.
Arrowheads.
You can turn it into dots.
You can.
Broken.
You can
It's
take-
the lack of flexibility in the shaft will cause you to be inaccurate. You need the shaft to be flexible.
So you can take the body of
There's
that
no
whole
inaccuracy in my shaft.
dragon. So you can take the body of that whole dragon and make one javelin.
Yes.
Yeah, according to Cunning Artisan, is that what it says?
Yep.
You harvest the bone or hide from slain from one size smaller. Wow.
You get one javelin. The rest
Or
of it is
1d4
wasted.
darts. You can get 1d4 darts.
If you roll right, you get one dart, and you're just there like the rest of that is useless now.
I'm
It's just
assuming.
shavings.
I'm
Oh,
assuming I don't
goodness.
use everything, but still.
All right, Gobs, what are we doing?
Well, I am a warlock, so Eldritch Blast.
So you gotta take a short rest?
Oh,
Not yet, but soon.
Uh,
12.
that hits.
11.
Woof.
10. 9.
Yeah, by
It
the
is
way-
starting to have trouble really keeping its composition. You start to see little chunks of it falling off as it's moving.
It's. Wait, no, it's not even bleeding. Never mind. I don't have a one-liner for this. I'm gonna take one step back just to, like, sort of form a firing line with the other magic users.
Go for it.
That's it.
It's Lubin.
All right, Mr. Grissom, what would you like to do, sir?
Firebolt
That hits.
for 1 damage.
The enthusiasm. I love it.
Right?
Hey!
Anything
Hey,
else you'd like to do?
I would like to consider lunch. I'm a little hungry. BLT, yes.
Yes.
Would you like to get a better
Awesome.
cancel?
It's the cube's turn, and it will continue to dash, and that's the end of its turn.
That is sad.
Its invisibility is its greatest strength.
Yep. And since you guys were able to see it,
Sweet Jesus, my cul-de-sac is filled with cars. They're parking in the middle of the cul-de-sac, like straight in the middle of it.
hey, at least they're not trying to park in your yard.
Pull out the rifle and says, "Get off my lawn."
Get off my
I
lawn.
don't want the police
No.
report for all of these black people that are my neighbors dying.
Oh, Lord. Jiminy
They are
Christmas.
very nice people, and I don't
I'm
want to do
sorry.
anything.
I
Hi,
apologize.
Twitch.
Oh, Lord.
I
All right.
do.
It's
What
not
would you
something I
like to
ever wanted. Oh, come
do?
on.
What would you like to do to the cube?
Can I roll it?
No.
I
Whatever it is, Doc, no.
was just looking on my character sheet about racial benefits.
I'm done with racial shit.
Shoot.
I don't want to know what your favorite enemy is right now. That hits. 20 piercing. Wow. Yeah, you light it up. It is definitely starting to fall apart, but is still holding it together. Anything else you'd like to do?
No. Oh, it's fine.
Mr. Kent, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, since it worked so well last time, I'm going to grab my cowbell and go boom.
It does not pass the save, and it shimmers like the glass of water in Jurassic Park when the T-Rex was coming. And it is really beginning to fall apart at this point.
Gobs, finish it. Yeah.
Gobs, what would you like to do?
There's what I want to do and what I really should be doing.
Okay,
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
go for it. That hits. Ooh, it is really having trouble sticking itself together.
And I'm gonna move. Fall back. Don't let it reach you. I think it hurts. And that's it.
Mr. Grissom,
Mm-hmm.
it's your turn, my friend. That hits.
9 damage.
How do you want to do this?
I want it to hit squarely in the center and do like a T1000 hole and just like disintegrates and melts.
Yep. So you just blow a hole clean through it, and as that happens, it kind of quivers and begins to fall apart and evaporate into nothingness. And all that is left are the 2 bags, the tubular case, the 2 bottles, and the large yellow gem with the platinum web on it.
Now be careful before you grab any of that stuff. Make sure it's clean. You'll burn yourself on this acid.
Yeah,
And,
it's like you know how when you put like
mhm.
rubbing alcohol on something, it like almost instantly starts to evaporate.
Yeah.
It's that kind of deal. So as you're walking up, you can see that it's all pretty clean.
I'll still
Put some
be
water
careful.
on it.
Yeah, you could do that. I was gonna be careful and like pick up some, use like a rag or something, and like gingerly pick it up just to be sure. Until I like really can investigate it.
Yeah, you're
Being
sure
extra
it's
careful.
safe.
And
Yeah,
are
that's
we
right.
out of initiative order, by the way?
Yes, we are out of
Okay.
initiative.
Cool.
And I have identify. I could just spend half an hour identifying this stuff if it needs to be.
Okay.
So it's
So
not
do we
the
want to do a
worst
short
idea.
rest?
Yeah.
Does it seem fairly safe? Let's look around the corner and stuff like that.
Sure.
I
will.
Okay, here, I'll do this so you guys don't have to move your stuff all the way around.
Okay.
So there's nothing else here except for right here is a ladder that goes up to what appears to be a service exit. Like a
so
manhole.
the way up. Cool.
Mhm.
Cool.
What is the purpose of that particular hallway?
Uh,
No. This is just me looking at whoever built this thing. Like, why? They lead
Why?
to the same room.
It's
They're the
called
same
Just
width.
Fuck You.
It's access tunnel. No. There's a panel back here against this wall. It's an access tunnel to reach machinery.
right, and then there's some of the piping from the room on the left goes through and kind of goes up this way through some access conduit that you can't get into because it's so full. So they go different places, different piping going to different places. So it's
Tunnels
just
usually-
access for all that.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff's probably embedded in the concrete or material that makes the column, and you need tunnels to reach it and maintain the structural integrity.
That makes sense.
But why is one gated and the other isn't?
One of the doors is up and one of them's down. There's a switch right
He said,
here.
Yeah, you said that
to
you broke it
lower-
off. You broke one of them on the teeth of the open door.
Ah,
Yeah, it's just one of them was up and one was down. All right, so as you guys take a short rest, you can roll any hit point die, yada yada yada.
I don't have any.
And since you specifically said you were using the identify spell, you're going to learn a couple things. So
Okay,
first
yeah,
and foremost,
ritually casting to be sure.
yeah. So whoever's writing down loot, you'll want to make sure to write this down.
Before we go, should we just decide who does the loot thing for this campaign?
Sure.
I got a notepad up. Just continue. Sounds good.
All right. So one of the bags is full of money. You get 1,823 copper pieces, 1,275 silver pieces, 72 gold
1,000
pieces.
and wait. Repeat the silver again.
1,275.
75. Thank you.
72 gold pieces, and 2 small diamonds are in there that are worth roughly 50 gold pieces. Inside the tube, there are 2 scrolls. One is a spell scroll of Searing Smite. The other is a spell scroll of Levitate. The other bag, you lucky bastards, because I did roll this treasure, it's a bag of holding.
Rank. Are there ranks in 5e?
No.
No.
Okay,
There's
what's it?
bag of holding and the handy
Haversack.
haversack.
And the haversack. Yeah.
Always got a soft spot for the haversack.
I
Well,
get you.
I didn't roll that. I rolled
I know.
the bag of
I'm just
holding.
saying in general. How much does the bag of holding hold?
You can. I'd have to
I'll
look it up. I don't know.
Anything in it?
There is not anything in it, as far
Okay.
as you can tell. The potions. There are 2 potions. One is a potion of climbing. The other is a potion of healing. Now, your identify spell is going to tell you something about that large egg. But anybody who wants to make these, in fact, everybody can, as you guys are looking at it together, I would assume. I need an Arcana check and an investigation check from everybody who wants to take a look at the large, strange topaz.
Okay.
Nobody else really needs to do anything, because everything's about to pop into place for our dear friend, Mr. Grissom.
Great Arcana, horrible investigation.
Hey.
Awesome. So Othokent is going to catch the investigation check, because he'll see it as well. So, for the identify spell on it, this is a dragon egg. With that Arcana check, looking at that skeleton, 1 and 2 put themselves together. This is a gem dragon, and this is a gem dragon egg.
A topaz gem dragon?
A topaz gem dragon egg. Now, because of those
viable?
investigation checks from both Othokent and Abraham, as you're looking close, because of the color of everything, you can't really. It just looks like a clear gem until you see a little bit of motion. There is a living, unborn baby topaz dragon inside of this egg.
No, Nathan. No, we're not.
So,
yeah, I'm not really
what-
feeling dragon egg. I always heard they taste like honey and mackerel.
So you would know, based on that Arcana check and knowing gem dragons, one of the unique properties about them is that their eggs remain viable for an extreme amount of time because of the make-up nature of them. So that what you're looking at is probably, this may have been the layer of the mother, who died for whatever reason, may have been, gestating this egg, or maybe have just laid it, and the ooze came in, dissolved all the fleshy bits of the mother, fed on it, and tried to feed on the egg, but because of the topaz nature of the exterior of the egg, wasn't able to. So, and then something else harvested, looks like they probably harvested the scales of the topaz dragon. So there may have been a wound or something on the dragon, and that's where the ooze got in, or maybe the scales had been taken before, and it had been skinned, and that's how the ooze got in there. But this is what remains of the dragon's hoard, and that's what you find.
So it's
And what about? Wasn't there a? So that was the thing that you said it looked like it was wrapped in gossamer spider webs.
Yes. It actually that is actually pure platinum webbing around it. Kinda
Around
like
the
a-
gem,
around
the
the
dragon
egg. Yeah, kind of like, when you see something lay an egg, it's always got that kind of oozy, gooey stuff. In this case, it's platinum. It's actually pure platinum.
So what you're saying is topaz dragon placenta is valuable.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Jeez. I don't want like where this campaign's going, but yes.
So would that mean that a topaz dragon period is just
No, when we're stopping with this line of thought. Nari's not here yet. Next week she can come in and teach you everything about dragon periods.
I zoned out for a second, and the only thing I heard was dragon periods, and I'm just gonna leave it in the ditch.
I wish we would have.
And so we have our loot.
Yep.
huh? So
Oh, and for those scrolls, they are at the lowest level that those spells could be cast. So I don't know what level Levitate or Searing Smite are off the top of my head.
First
and
and
remember, you don't have to be able to cast Searing Smite to use the spell scroll. Anybody can do it. That's the point of scrolls. Any other ruling's dumb.
agreed. You hear that, players from that campaign? It's a dumb rule.
What is that? A cleric spell?
Paladin, I think.
Searing Smite is Paladin, but it also appears on the Forge Cleric list.
self-cast. Concentration 1 minute, 1d6 fire damage.
Yeah, that's what was in that case. That case was a spell scroll holder.
Useful, because it didn't dissolve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it had like a wax coating on it that protects it from the environment.
That's a lot of valuable stuff.
Yeah, so... Well, I got it all written down.
Should we make a group loot sheet for this campaign, or just keep it as is?
Well, there's the group notes thing.
But I can't edit it.
Wait, you can't?
No, not the group notes campaign too.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's not editable.
Oh no.
It is now.
Oh yay.
Yay.
Do you want me to do a group loot handout?
Yeah. I think it's a good idea to keep notes for like names and stuff we need to remember.
There you go. So you've got group notes and group loot,
Yay.
and you all should be able to edit them.
You
Yay.
should have the stuff in there now.
Hmm. Abraham, may I ask something?
Hmm?
This is going to sound incredibly greedy.
Hmm?
Roughly how much will a topaz dragon egg be worth?
If you're worried about your mother, we'll take care of her. But if you're talking about how much this is worth, a live dragon, topaz dragon,
Yeah.
you could buy kingdoms with this.
But they are also, like, they're alive and,
They're intelligent.
yeah, so...
What
They
about
are
the
sentient
dragon
living? Well,
Yeah,
that's bones by now. I mean,
Um,
practical purposes, it's nothing but bones.
So something that you would also know, Abraham, in your studies, dragons are very, very powerful, and even the dragons that you would consider friendly or good can be very vindictive if something's done against them. So it may be one of those, yeah, we could sell it, but if the wrong dragon learns that we were dealing in baby dragons, that could be really, really bad. Because that's the kind of thing that, like, say
You sell a gold dragon. You sell a gold dragon egg to a demon. A red dragon's going to get pissed off about it.
Yes, exactly.
Because you're a lesser species doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if it was one of his kids that did it, he would give him, good job, son. Now get out of my lair. What are you doing here? But, like, yes, the mother is dead, right? But who knows where Papa is? And if Papa finds out, that could be a very bad thing.
Yeah, also selling an intelligent creature, so it's, like, super evil.
And it's not really...
Yeah.
And if you look at Abraham's face as he's staring at the egg, you're pretty much sure that he's not going to give it up.
Yeah, I know. It was just...
Yeah, and I would say Abraham would also understand that gem dragons are theoretical in all the books you've read. No one has ever met or seen one. So being able to be the person who helps confirm their existence, I mean, that's how super rare they are. Like, everybody knows of the ancient dragons in the dragon districts in the capital city, and that there's other dragons out and about in the world, right? But, so chromatic and metallic dragons are well-documented, well-known things. Gem dragons are theoretical at best. Rumors. A lot of people got discounted saying, nah, there's no such thing as that. That's silly. They're only chromatic, only that. So this is also starting to turn the wheels in Abraham's mind. Well, what other different kinds of dragons have been theorized that may not exist? Do steel dragons exist? Do purple worms exist? Do purple dragons exist? What about
prismatic dragons?
Could a prismatic dragon be a real thing? If this thing isn't legend, is a myth that's actual true, what else could be out there? So your mind's kind of racing on all of that. So I can imagine exactly that Abraham's like, no, and no.
Also, Milla's not gonna sell an intelligent creature.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well, he's
she's
also got a
desperate.
sol-
She's not that desperate. She's not gonna sell people into slavery.
You
No,
you
she
say
would not.
that, but if
Yeah.
you could turn profit on selling what's his name?
It's his dick, or
Uh,
that's I guess selling your mom or whatever, dealing with your mom.
no, I was thinking of what's the name of the guy that you don't like?
Oh, the dwarf.
Yeah,
Let me see here. I have it in my notes because I don't remember it off the top of my head
Brom.
either.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it was Brom, if you could turn a solid one gold piece profit on Brom, you'd sell him in a heartbeat. Don't lie to me.
I'd threatened with it, but I don't think I'd actually go through with it because I
Excellent.
want him around to beat him.
You're like that'd be letting him off too easy, right? Good deal. So,
I'm
so
guessing
yeah,
we can put the dragon in the bag of holding.
Don't think it's going to hurt it. It's already
yeah.
been without air for a very long time.
Yeah, with what you understood about the gem dragon eggs, and as you look at it, and with your identify, until it starts incubating to hatch, it is outside of like smashing it. It'll be fine.
I was still talking about the corpse.
Oh, the big dragon corpse.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out
Yes.
what to do with it.
I mean, but what you're saying, that corpse would be a dead giveaway along with the egg, right? I mean, you could basically show both of these off and have like a what are they called? A Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh Noble Peace Prize waiting for you.
I do
Gilgamesh
not
Peace
believe.
Prize.
I do not believe we should readily show off the egg.
I think we should be careful about everything we do, including messing with that skeleton.
I am more inclined to show off the skeleton than the egg. The egg will just paint an unnecessary target on it.
We must protect this. Its rarity as well as its life.
It is a young one. It has much potential in front of it. Letting it be sold or killed is a waste.
Almost nothing is known of this species.
And as a side note, you don't know what it takes to incubate them to hatching. So that's a side project for you to research. So there's something that you have to do to start that process. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this all happens while you guys complete a short rest. Again, just as a reminder, Nexus and Doc, you do still have that level of exhaustion.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. So you guys have short rested. What would you like to do now?
Well, we short rest down. Yeah. Yep.
Like to cast 2 spells and then short rest again.
So, how do we move on from here?
I mean,
there was a ladder over here.
yeah.
Yep.
If it goes up, that likely takes us to street level if we're lucky. But we need to be careful. We need to send up someone stealthy, sneaky, to sort of be a lookout.
Someone small, unnoticed.
Yes,
I'm just going to wind up
exactly,
my rope again.
Yes, exactly, Nate.
Gobs. Go.
Yes.
I guess
No.
we're all over here.
I'm unironically saying that Nate is a lot more sneaky than I am, because I'm going clank, clank, clank right now.
Oh, you're wearing a lot of armor.
I'm wearing a medium plate, a half plate armor. It's currently glamour to be a shirt, but it's a half plate.
Sneaky.
All right, so you begin to climb the ladder, and there is a manhole. I'm not going to make you make a check to open it, but as you do, you peek out onto the sales level. So this is the upper sales level. And
see.
I will tell you, you come out, you guys are actually pretty close to this edge.
Oh,
So
wow.
you come out right up there. So yeah, there is a large, it's not a mansion. This one's not a single home. There's several buildings up here that are multiple person homes, like condos, right? Because owning a full mansion up here is very, very expensive. These things that you see are fountains, which is incredibly wasteful, right? You guys are so used to fresh water being a commodity, not something that is something that you waste, and they just have water fountains pouring up here. Again, this giant building is where the Senate meets. It is called the Lazarette. So the governor of the ports has his place there. The auditorium for the mainsail, which is the two bodies of Congress, basically, and the court of the trisail is all there. So all of that is in that giant building. So yeah, you come up to the top, and there are people kind of walking around here and there through the streets, relaxing on benches near the water, near the fountains, things like that. You see guards, but the guards up here, they wear, instead of the steel breastplates, they are gold inlay, so they are much fancier corsairs that are up here. But yeah, nobody seems to be paying too much mind to you.
Cool. Gonna find look around and find a place where we can sneak off to immediately when we get up, and then guide people over there.
It's fairly open where you're coming up at, right? Because you're coming up like I said, right here. So
Yeah.
where you're coming up's about as out of the way as possible because you're on the side of one of these condo buildings, and there's a fountain here. But like all of this area, right, that's right up here is just like marble walkways where people kind of gather and talk when the trisail and the governor's not in session, right? So there's not really streets up here because it's all just, imagine just a paved marble road that everybody's on up here until you get down here, which is where the governor of the port's mansion is.
Sure. Well, then I'm just gonna wave people up and say, "Be quick about it."
All right,
And
so you
act
guys
natural.
all are able to get up and get out just fine. And yeah, so what would you guys like to do?
So this is how the other half lives.
On the backs of the poor, as always.
Well, I hate them slightly more now. Only slightly. It's not that this is not bad, it's just I'm running out of capacity for hate.
You just don't look over the edge.
Oh, why not? Look.
Yeah, you are considerably high up. Just to again give you a reference, you're that high up. So you guys are literally right here.
And
Well,
that, like,
so if we fell, we would hit the water. We're fine, guys.
No.
We all know.
The perspective of that's a little bit off. You would land probably right about here if you fell straight down.
I think hitting the water from that height would feel the same.
Yeah, it's not going to matter. Yeah, you are correct on that.
also, this feels double, 4 times as long because I'm small.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
I'm gonna back away.
Well,
from the
actually,
edge.
considering how light she is and how small she is, she might survive hitting the water.
No.
Let's test
You
No.
can try.
Huck!
you can try it once. All right, so you guys are up. What would you like to do?
All right, so we were looking for a mansion here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so the thoughts or what you guys are up here to do is to find the home of Marius Potemkin. That was the professor that Nate had been in contact with.
Yes.
And try to investigate, because again, his death was officially written off as natural causes for some reason. But if you remember, Chariotto did not believe that. So he's especially concerned because Professor Potemkin was big into investigating planar anomalies. Especially there were several around Neap, and that's why he was here. And so Chariotto's trying to figure that out because they believe that when there's a group of the Centurions that would believe that Gilgamesh is still alive and is somewhere out on the plains, but because of the barrier, he's unable to get back home. So,
Alright.
but yeah.
Okay, so let's just head there, I guess.
Head where? Do you know where it is?
Okay, rephrase. Let's find it
There we go.
and go
All
there.
right. So yeah, because Nate had never been there. He died while Nate was headed to Neap. So Nate has never met him. He just knew that he was a professor and that he lived up here on the upper sales level.
Yeah.
All right. So how would you like to try to figure out where his home was?
Do we know anything about his home? Like, it's a manor with 4 pillars in front, or something like that.
It's a fancy house.
No.
I guess,
Yeah.
Something I could
Nate
send
didn't
Roscoe
tell
to
us.
go searching for. Something like that.
No, unfortunately, that was not something that ever came up in the correspondence between Nexus and him.
Actually, couldn't Nate just walk around and say he's looking for him? He's an old friend.
And then they ask for his permit to be up there, and they beat him.
Okay, so don't ask the police then.
Hmm.
Well, do we even look like we fit in here?
That's a good question.
Most of the people up here are a little bit better dressed, but there are going to be workers and servants and things like that. So it's not you're if you're standing around where all of the members of the Tri-Sale are, you're going to look at a place. If you're just walking like you're going somewhere, they're just going to assume you're a worker who's
Okay, so we
up there
don't
for something.
look goblin, lizard folk, humans to be any different than in the way we're dressed to be any different. We're out of place.
No, not really.
Okay.
Also, I
Maybe a
don't
little
know-
bit shabbier than is usually seen up here. You might get some sneers from some of the more stuck-up people who are just like, even my servants don't dress that badly. But for the most part, it's nothing out of the ordinary.
Also, I don't know how much value you will put on this.
Depends on how cosmopolitan a particular individual is. They may find you fascinating, or they may find you revolting. It just depends upon how prissy the person you're talking to is. That would be my take on it. Especially
So
I'm saying up here.
Am I
At the
correct?
very least, I don't think Nate should be leading the word.
No. Am I correct in assuming we have entered like the widest of wide neighborhoods in this place?
No, it's varied because in Neap, it's not heritage or anything like that buys you access. It's pure money, regardless of how you got the money or who you have. Money is power, and power is money here. So, like one of the members of the Tri-Sale is a retired notorious pirate, for example. Like everybody knows he's a pirate, and there's a lot of people who believe he may be the leader. Like it was always rumored he was who started the Shrouds. Right? That's Thorn Shadowstrike. He's a tiefling, young. He's only in his 20s. Right? You've seen him, Doc. Your character would have seen him because he's known to haunt some less than savory places. Let's just say, but yeah, like it doesn't matter that he used to be a pirate. Like everybody knows he used to be a pirate. They never could prove it. But like, it's kind of like Al Capone getting arrested for tax charges, not for murdering people, kind of deal. So they couldn't ever prove it, but his influence on those kinds of groups, on the different organizations, plus all the blackmail and the money he is one of the judges that are on the tri-sale, for example.
Okay. So stay away from him, because he might recognize us. I don't think he will, but...
You don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying might.
Let's sneak around.
Nate, what?
So are you going to sneak around, or are you going to be kind of hiding in plain sight?
I mean, I guess we are hiding in plain sight as trying to fit in as workers.
Mhm.
I'm going to, if anybody approaches us, I will try to play myself off as a absent-minded scribe, librarian type person, which is why I would be up here so disheveled. So that's my story.
Yeah,
I should
And
play
as
it
to
off
what
as
they're
me.
asking.
I was just about to say I should play it off as me being a professional doctor. That should surely work with my lab coat.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not a lot of stays, not a lot of the police, which are the stays. There's not many of them. They're mainly centered around the lazarette, and they're just kind of standing guard around it. Nobody's really going to come up to you because it's one of those, the workers have things to do, and the bourgeoisie is above talking to you, so you're not going to gain much attention unless you go looking for it.
Let's not do that. Go looking for it, that is.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? You're just walking around taking in the sights?
Nate, what did your friend research? Like, if we're looking for him, we might be able to make a convincing cover.
Well, I mean, one of the things at the very least was Fey nature. Like Fey plane.
So he's a specialist on the Fae.
I'm not sure. I just know that he would be able to help me, possibly.
Would my ability to, as a sage, my background to find research places have any bearing on this?
I would say no, because up here is not necessarily going to be a research facility. That would be down, like he had a office down in the university on the main sale level, but up or on the main mast
Okay,
down
that's
in the
fine.
mast level.
It literally says your DM might rule that the knowledge is not accessible. I'm just was pointing out,
Yeah.
asking if I might have heard of a place up here that might be a good place to look for. Like, hey, this guy does research. He has a big manor. Like, yeah, if I could ever get to it, that'd be freaking nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know
No,
if I ever heard anything
unfortunately.
like that.
Yeah, no. So basically, everything that's up here are the homes of the elite and the lazarette. Is all that's really up here.
All right, I'm about to start throwing everything onto a performance check if nobody else got plans. I'm just going to gamble on a performance check.
The only idea I really have would be just asking around for his name, going, "Hey, we were supposed to meet the guy.
Yeah,
He
that's
wasn't."
essentially it, but I was going to play it off as I was a researcher and I was trying to find him. I just couldn't remember where it was because I'm an old man.
Oh, that can work.
Well,
Yeah,
Abraham, go nuts.
Yeah. My reason for being here, arm is Fae affected. Hence why I'm here. Research subject.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to go talk to people. I need to reason why.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to point out your weirdness. I don't want to draw too much attention to us.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to find somebody who Doesn't look busy. Is not official looking. He might just be casually strolling through the area. I'm trying to find somebody that I'm not going to put out or looks official.
One of the
So if
other
it takes
workers?
me a moment, to find them, I will wait till I see somebody appropriate because I don't want to minimize my risk. And if everybody's leaving us alone, then it seems like I have time to wait for what I feel is an appropriate target to ask this question.
Sure. Give me an investigation check. Okay. It takes a little bit, but over here on one of these side fountains over here, you see an older halfling who's kind of he's sitting there and he's got a thermos and a sandwich, and he's just kind of relaxing. He is dressed nicely, but he's just relaxing at one of the fountains and eating a sandwich.
Okay.
Are his feet dangling?
Just a little bit.
I am going to. Okay, wait here, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm going to go talk to this guy.
Stay
So I
safe.
pull out my. I'll be fine. I pull up my a book, not the special book that looks all fancified. Again, don't want to draw attention to myself, but I want to pull out a book. It looks research worthy, leather bound, and I'm going to wander over as if I'm looking for a place to sit. And I got my eyes set on that fountain because it looks nice. There might be other places sitting next to me, but I'm determined I'm going to sit there. And I wander over there and I sit down. Start rubbing my legs and pretending like I got real sore feet, which I actually might from climbing all that time and while I was walking around. Say, my name's Abraham. I offer my hand to him. Just a casual
Hold on
introduction.
just a moment.
Sure.
Turns out he's a super anti-human racist.
Yeah, he's rolling the checks right now.
I'm sorry, I missed part of that because my daughter came in to talk to me.
That's fine. Okay, so I walk over to the fountain and I'm going to sit down and I'm pretending like I need to sit down and rest.
I caught that.
Okay, I sit down and start rubbing my feet and my legs like I've been walking for a while and I just need to rest. And then I turn to look to that guy like I just noticed him, or just like, hey, casually, like, oh, hello, my name's Abraham. And I offer my hand to him. Just being friendly because I'm sitting next to him, right?
Well, hello, Abraham. My name is Donis.
Donis?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I heard that right. Why, Donis? It's a fine day. Enjoying your lunch, I see. Looks good. You wouldn't happen to know where Potemkin would be, would you? Been walking around up here for a while, and I can't seem to find it, and I don't know where my instructions to go locate him were.
Potemkin?
And I'll just look around at my, like lost at my own hands. Like, I just don't know where things are.
You're looking for Marius Potemkin?
I believe so, yes. I had instructions to go find him, but I lost them, and I've just been wandering about hoping to jog my memory.
My dear boy, I hate to break it to you, but Marius passed away several months back.
What? That's not the information I had. I'm going to be so irate with my friend when I get back in touch with him.
Yes, I mean, there's not very many halflings up here in the sales level, so we kind of stuck together. He was, they never really said what happened to him, but, they still have his house over, his condo over on the northeast side, blocked off from the police.
The police? So they're still investigating?
Yes.
Months later?
The stays kind of take their time, and there has been some disagreement over ownership, so nobody's purchased his lot yet. It's lot number 34. Did you had his apartment number or his condo number in your instructions, correct?
Yes, but like I said, I lost that.
Yes, it's on the third floor of the northeastern condo over there, the Havens building, and he's pointing that way.
Thank you, Adonis. Thank you so much. But in the rumors that you hear, that you halflings stick together, I apologize. I don't mean to be rude, but my research, my work is important to me. Do you know anybody that might be able to help me with what he was researching, or any of his in his notes? Or I understand that he had some knowledge from my.
Well, he was a specialist, I believe, on like planar studies, and there's not really much to do about that out here. I really never understood why he was out here, but he was studying something. Not really any other specialist. I mean, as far as I know, but I'm just a scribe in the tri-sale, so I'm not an especially learned man.
I understand that. I just get by the same way too. I used to get by the same way too. If you have any interests in learning some things, I'm trying to make the conversation seem more authentic. Asking if he's interested in his scribe work, if he's interested in research.
To be honest with you, I'm just trying to make enough money to retire and maybe move back to the mainland, get a small plot somewhere where it's green and safe. Get off the
That-
water, get back to terra firma.
That would be the dream now, wouldn't it?
Yes, well, until then, I get to enjoy my nice ham sandwich my wife made for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my friend. In my haste, I forgot that you were having a quiet moment to yourself. I will leave you to your sandwich, and thank you for the small talk.
Of course, you have a good day. Abraham, it was?
Yes, Donis, it was Abraham. You have a good day.
Goodbye. Good luck with whatever you're researching. I hope you learn what you're after.
I say no more words, but I turn and give him a nod and a hand signal and let him know. Good day.
Excellent.
And so,
So apartment number 34 of the Havens, which is this northeast condo building right here. Or northwest. I can't do directions.
East is the right hand, west is the left.
Shut up, though.
what if I'm facing south? Shit.
Then you just need to turn further.
So, all right, I found out where he used to live, but the problem is he's dead.
Oh, yes.
Well, the police are still there. They have the whole place cordoned off still. Still.
When did he die?
Months ago, he said.
What?
Yeah. It's been like half a year.
Still investigating, appears. So if we're going to get there, it's going to be carefully and... Well, Nate, we may need you to sneak in. We'll see what we have to see.
Oh, dear.
It's time for you to do invisible shenanigans.
Let's go. It's over here, this way. I don't make any big arm movements or anything like that. I'm just talking to them because I don't want to be obvious about where we're going,
Sure.
pointing or anything like that.
Sure. Okay, so yeah, you guys are able to make it there just fine. There's not a lot of security up here because the main bit of security is getting up here, right? You have to get through the normal way to get up here, and that's so they don't things aren't locked, it's not blocked off, there's not a lot of police up here. There's just not a need for it because all the riffraff gets filtered out from even getting up here in the first place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're able to get to the building just fine. There is an external. It's kind of like there's an external. Trying to describe it better. It's basically two kind of large buildings, and there's a walkway in the middle of them, so it's easy to get up to the third floor. And there's a door to open to go to the hallway to the separate different condos. There's 4 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be on the left side of the stairway. 4, 5, 6, or 5, 6, 7, and 8 would be on the right side. So if he's in number 34, he's going to be on the 3rd floor, left-hand side, all the way down would be his.
And what about the police presence?
There's not a police presence. As you start to look down the hallway, you don't see anybody in the hallway, but you can see the police tape on the door. So it's not that they're there; it's that they still haven't opened it up or let somebody.
And us going
buy
in
it.
there isn't weird. Like nobody's like saying, "Hey, why are these people going in here?"
No, nobody's really
Nobody
gonna
cares.
know.
Okay.
Nobody really notices.
Well, it's easier than I expected. Always prepared to be cautious, though. Always cautious.
And I will tell you, these stories aren't your normal just like 10 feet tall stories. They're like 30 feet. So the first floor is 30 feet tall, second floor is 30 feet. The whole building has 5 stories, and it's almost
penthouse.
200 feet tall. Yeah, it's penthouse size.
Every room is a penthouse, even if it's on the first floor.
Yep.
This place is huge.
Yes. When you're rich and you have all the power and you get what you want.
I want to destroy something here.
That would give us away. We need to be discreet.
I know.
Don't you remember we have something valuable now besides ourselves?
I know.
I pat the bag. Let's go.
Yeah.
At the very least, wait until we are on the way out.
Yeah, just like break a trash can or something. Just something to stick it to them.
Stick it to the man.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So we go down the hallway to that door. And we're
Okay.
looking at, is it can we do the slide under the tape business, or do we have to break the tape?
It will take a check, but you guys could do it. The door is closed though.
Okay. So we can get around the tape without
And
breaking it, especially if
it's
Gobx does
double
it.
it's double doors.
Yeah,
two
two doors. Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody know how to open this? Non-violently?
No. Any break-ins I've ever done was usually a smash and grab.
Or maybe you should have learned another way. Winks at you. Winks at Gobs, I should say.
Yeah, well, maybe you should get younger.
Maybe I can. Magic is powerful. And so are locks. We're gonna have to break this as far as I know.
Sadly, unless the door has a hernia, I can't help much.
Does it have
Question.
hernia?
I don't think any of us have
Are there
tools for it.
Can I conceive, being an intelligent human being with an 18 int, having seen this building and having seen this room from the inside, could I conceive of a way inside from outside that I could send an unseen servant into to open the door for us?
What's the range on an unseen servant?
60 feet.
There is a balcony,
Mhm.
and you could put your unseen servant on it, but from the balcony to the door is more than 60 feet.
Gotcha.
Could you look through the keyhole?
It's a modern door.
Oh, never mind. No, you can't. I'm still confused at what exact age this is. It's entirely modern day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the previous Gilgamesh when we had computers and we're talking about being on Twitch.
Yeah.
and
You're right. You're
YouTube.
right. You are right.
It's an anachronism. We're in Shadowrun, my dude, without the guns.
You're in Shadowrun without the cyber.
Without the cyber, yeah.
So Magipunk?
Yep, pretty much.
What are we rebelling against?
Society.
Apparently figuring out how to open a door.
Well,
Bane of all D&D parties.
We're gonna break this door is what's gonna happen.
I mean, I could use the magic blast thingy on the door to see
Well,
what's worth, right?
Could we get the balcony without being seen via climbing? Could somebody take a potion of climbing or levitate and get up there and get to that balcony?
Those are both great ideas.
I mean, you can, but it is daytime, and you would be going past somebody else's balcony to get up there.
Right.
Aren't there like
unless we climbed up the water spout, the drain spout?
We could also just go up the side of the building where there aren't any windows, then go down from the roof to the balcony.
Yeah. We have like potions of climbing. I'm just trying to figure out a way to use the materials we have. A potion of climbing and a scroll of levitate.
But
So I
yeah.
was figuring out a way we can just be vertical and get in here. Because breaking this door open is not something I truly want to do unless I have to. So I'm just thinking real quick.
No, I think you're on the right track.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to continue up the stairs to see if it goes to the roof, you can.
Yeah, we'll go up there.
So when you get to the top where the stairs end, it does end at the 5th floor, but there is a ladder there that goes up to the roof for maintenance purposes. So keep in mind, so 2nd floor, so 30. So you'll be 60 feet above, or to get all the way to the to step on to the balcony, you're going to have to go down 60 feet from up here. So that's something else to be mindful of. I haven't looked at either of those potions. I don't know what those spells or scrolls do. So just food for thought. Know that it's about a 60 foot from roof to safely on the 2nd floor balcony is about 60 feet.
I'd say levitate basically gives us free access
10
to the
minutes.
balcony.
It's concentration 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
don't have to go up straight in front of the balcony. You could go up like next to it, I think.
Yeah, so what I'm imagining you're going to do is you're going to, because there's going to be a side of the outside wall that is wall, it's not balcony. You're going to go down that so that the other people, if they were sitting on their balcony, wouldn't see you, and then scooch over and get on the 2nd floor balcony.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this. Who's going to be doing the actual levitating?
I will do the levitating.
Or are you going to do the potion of climb?
I'm looking up exactly what the potion of climbing does. Oh yeah, the potion of climbing is way better. You can have climb speed equal to your walking speed for 1 hour.
You have advantage on strength checks, athletics to make a climb.
Yeah, but you don't have to make the checks when you get a climbing speed.
Right, but can you climb a sheer face?
With a climbing speed, yeah.
So how's that different than spider climb?
It's not.
It is different than spider climb. You gain okay. What is your climbing speed without this? What is your base climbing speed, Doc?
You don't have one.
So if I make a climbing check, I can't go vertically at all. Period. If I roll athletics to climb something, I just straight fail because I don't have a climb speed.
No. Because of the way the rules are, you do not have a climbing speed. You can roll athletics to use your normal movement speed to climb.
Right.
But the moment you have a climb speed, you can quote unquote climb without checking for it. At that point, the only reason you'd need climb checks is if someone tries to knock you off the wall.
The exception is at a GM's option when climbing a slippery vertical surface or one with few handholds does require a successful check, even if you have a climb speed.
Climb speed only makes you faster.
It just makes you faster. You can do it faster.
Right.
So
looking at the rule for climbing speed you quoted, the climb speed does not nullify the challenge of climbing on something. It simply allows you to climb faster and further than you normally would with just your normal movement speed.
Right.
Okay,
so this is a smooth marble vertical surface. You're gonna have to make a check to climb that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I misunderstood then. My bad.
Yeah. No, because I was like, there's got to be a difference here. And I'm not trying to ruin your idea. Don't get me wrong. Like a potion of spider climb would be exactly what you're thinking. And that would be easy.
Okay.
Also, that leaves your hands free, which this doesn't.
Nope.
Right.
You have to use your hands to climb with this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now the word climb has become somatic satiation. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Fuck.
Yay!
Also, 5e doesn't have a potion of spider climb, just a potion of climbing.
Yep.
So
levitate.
Spider climb. Anyway,
I will levitate him down there.
Okay, so here's what I want, because you are still in broad daylight levitating from a roof and onto a balcony. I do need a stealth check.
That would be me, right? Would it be stealth intelligence? Of all things?
Who's levitating down?
Yes, but somebody has to levitate him down. Somebody has to control it.
Yeah.
So I have to cast levitate on him and then lower him.
Yeah, so I will let you do... let's do a spellcraft check. So just your spellcasting modifier,
Proficiency bonus.
proficiency. Yep.
And intelligence. So you just want me to roll that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to roll a spell attack because those are the same bonuses. Okay.
That's fine.
Wouldn't it be better to get you levitated down on the balcony? Since you can then do unseen servant to get into the place, if the balcony door is locked.
I don't think unseen servant can be cast through glass just because I can see through it.
I mean, what does it say? Does
Well, I
it
don't
say
know.
anywhere you can see?
Let's take a look.
Let's see here, unseen servant 5e.
Doesn't require concentration. Bonus action, mentally command it, move 15 feet, interacting with an object. Perform simple tasks. Servant.
Yeah, it doesn't even say you have to be able to see where you create it. Just an unoccupied space on the ground within range.
Within range. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go down then.
Okay.
So we could stand on the other side of the door and you cast it.
Couldn't I? Could I? I need the GM to confirm that.
From that wording,
I gotta go. Doorbell went off. You're back.
Sure.
it sounds a bit OP though.
I think you could technically do the same with a familiar, as in spawned on the other side of something that you can't see through. Let's see here. Yeah, if you make your familiar reappear, it can reappear in an unoccupied space within 30 feet of you. That also doesn't say you need to see. So technically you could then do the familiar thing and then see on the inside. But say it's the same as what the ruling is on unseen servant.
Yeah, it just seems unintentional. Seems exploitative. To me.
Okay, let's see here. Give me a moment, I'm looking into it.
Jeremy Crawford said you cannot cast it through, or on the other side of something.
Okay.
You have to have a clear path to it. So if the spot you're trying to summon him is behind, say, total cover, you can't do that.
Okay, that makes sense. I can work with that, and I'd say same rule would then apply for familiars because it's the same wording.
It makes sense. Not that Jeremy Crawford's word is law, but yeah.
Okay, let's see here. You cannot target something through glass, even if you can see them. The glass provides total cover.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that was also Jeremy Crawford. So yeah, you can't cast it through glass.
Yeah, I'd say if it's at a spot you could see, I would rule that oppositely because you could see through the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's see-through.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, it's always at DM's discretion. Jerry Crawford can say what he wants, but if the DM thinks something else fits better, then that's what we go with. Within reason, of course.
I'd maybe give an AC bonus for having to go through it. You know, depending on the glass.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then
I'd say, though,
someone
that
might argue about a wall of force, but hey, that wall of force specifically says you can't.
yeah,
Right.
Wall of Force specifically says you can't cast spells through it.
Yeah.
This is just a non-magical glass, at least as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Yeah, and
No, no,
that's the thing is like I want him to appear on the other side of the door. Well, it has to be in an unoccupied space, and you don't have a way to know if it's unoccupied.
Yeah.
So I would
Unless you-
think you would have to have a way to know that that's unoccupied.
I think the way I do
John,
it, if
I
you,
hate you.
I think
Oh,
what I do
sorry.
if you're trying to do the teleport spells is then do the shunting thing, like you try to teleport into something solid.
Yeah, yeah. I would say though, like if he wanted to go outside and pop the servant up on the balcony, I would say that there's a clear path to it, so and nothing in the way, so he could put it on the balcony. Because that's only 30 feet up, so it's well within range, and I would say he would be able to see that there's an unobstructed space there. Of course, I could also be like douchebag GM and go, well, it's the second floor, so it's not really the ground. But I'm not going to do that because that would be dumb.
Yeah.
That'd be a jerky thing to do.
Why is it the second floor?
Or third floor. So no, it would be too high. You'd have to like climb on somebody's shoulders to get it within range, which would be hilarious.
That's not right, Jim. I'm very.
Let's do this since Cyntari had to step away. It's a good time for us to take our break. So
Yep.
let's go ahead and take 5 minutes while we wait for Sen to come back, and we'll pick up from there.
Yeah, back.
Am I the only one still here?
No,
Damn it.
sure, I'll leave.
Bye. Do. Return to sender.
I'm back. Do we have a Cyntari back?
No. Although my friend has texted a little, he is watching us while he is editing some stuff.
Ah.
And he likes what he's hearing so far.
Right. Well, that just tells me when things ever get rolling, we know somebody I can pay to do some editing for us.
I don't think he's doing video editing.
Well, you know what? Screw him. He needs to learn a real useful skill for me.
I think what he's doing is editing writing. He's writing alternate history based off of a Crusader Kings game that he's got going.
Wouldn't editing my writing be like putting a lipstick on a pig?
More
It's well
like
edited, but the story's god awful.
more like
I'm-
putting a bit of sprinkles on top of some shit.
Yeah, right.
I
And
mean,
you get
you're
it.
not supposed to reveal that this whole thing is scripted.
Wait, what?
You didn't read the script this week?
You've never given me a script. I've just been going off.
Look, all right, here's the thing, right? I'm willing to bet you guys haven't even read the stuff I have given you, so
I have.
Nexus, I believe that you have.
I have, but remembering that's different.
It's not different
Because-
for me.
No, because I have a hard time just remembering things in general.
A likely story that you could have written down and I would have read, unlike you reading my stories. Jerk.
Like, I have absolutely been told your real name at some point, and I have forgotten.
That's okay. I don't really remember it either.
Starting to think it's something I should get checked out.
Nah.
Put it off till tomorrow. You won't remember to do it.
Yeah.
That's Future Dog's problem.
Oh, you want to hear something fun?
Yeah.
Our insurance called us yesterday, said, "Hey, we need you to release your car to us." I'm like, we did that 2 weeks ago. You haven't even picked it up from the tow yard yet? Yeah, they hadn't even picked her car up to start looking at it yet.
What?
What?
Yep. Like, huh. I guess it's a good thing we don't need a second vehicle right now.
Wow. So, any remarks on them being that late about it?
No, I hope they're not dumb enough to try to take those additional storage charges off of anything they offer us for the car. Because I'm like, no. I can tell you exactly the day and time that we made the phone call to release it, and it was the day of the accident. Because you specifically asked us to do it, and we did our part, so that's on you.
Yep. Well, I hope they don't try to bone you over.
I don't think they will. We've been clients with this particular insurance company for like 14 years, so, and we do like our cars and our house through them. So if they try to be goofy about it, they'll be losing a lot of business.
Yep.
As a side note, in case it ever does come up, I actually know the names, races, age, ships, and cargo that they carried for all of the members of the Tri-Sail.
Nice.
That's why I was able to pull Thorn's Shadow Strike out so quickly. Because he's literally right in front of me.
Yeah, so he pulls out.
Mm-hmm.
Did it work?
I mean, if it didn't, he had ways to take care of it himself. One of the more ruthless people.
Yeah, you just suck it out again.
Oh. Especially bad because I'm eating a Twinkie and I've got cream in my mouth. I'm like, oh, no.
It comes
that
like
be the-
idiot.
Is that like a fart where you can tolerate your own?
I think so.
I
Mayhaps.
wouldn't know. Haven't tried.
Me either.
Nice.
Get back to me on that once you've tried it.
Nexus, do it for research. Your assignment for next week.
What? Did it ages ago.
What?
The research has been done.
All right, well, type up that paper. See if I can
Yeah.
get you published.
Get it peer reviewed.
Nah.
So, do we think Cyntari died?
Nah.
Hopefully not.
I hope nobody else called the cops.
If he died, I'll kill him.
He'd deserve it. While we're waiting, any questions, comments?
Currently.
I like the sales level.
Yeah.
Nari did a good job on the map.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This is just in case it comes up. I don't know if it will. The kobolds that had the colors that gave them resistances, they were dragon sworn, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm back.
do you remember
Welcome
how
back.
many different colors we saw? Because we could then assume there's a dragon mafia of that many different types around here.
Or you could also assume that they're descended from somebody who was Dragonsworn in the past.
Oh, I thought it was a change that happened when they did the swearing, so that they were actively dragon sworn.
No, they were not actively Dragonsworn. Sin, you
Okay.
all good?
Yeah.
All right, we took a break while you were doing whatever that was.
That was the neighbors coming by to help pick up paper confetti out of my backyard, and they were so insistent that they made a mess and they needed to clean it up. I pushed back. They were so insistent that I had to let them back in there, and there was absolutely no way I was going to let a pregnant woman and two other guys in my backyard just picking up shit on the grass lawn, especially when they're black. I'm not having black people picking up stuff out of my yards. Bent over, picking up stuff out of my yard without my help.
So we get that confetti out now. We get it out good for you, massa.
It's just like I'm going to help you. It's the lady who had the baby shower, visibly pregnant. I'm just like, that's one thing. I'm not letting you do this by yourself. You had her boyfriend with him.
Oh lordy,
Here's-
pick a bale of fetty. Oh lordy, pick a
Jeez.
bale of fetty.
So here's the important question, because you haven't mentioned it yet.
Hmm.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Are we assuming? No, I'm joking.
Assuming
We're
what?
not. The gender.
I mean,
No.
boy by birth.
Mhm. Do not get me started. That's a whole different conversation we're not having on Twitch.
Now, to confirm where the unseen servant can go.
You have to have an unobstructed path to it. So you don't
That
have to
makes
see
sense
it,
to
but
me.
it cannot be obstructed. So since the door is in the way, you don't have an unobstructed path to it.
And even if the door was made of glass, that still would be an obstruction.
Yes, it would.
That's all I needed.
So now let me say this. Something I'm going to rule is, because glass, in my opinion, if it's a spell that says a target you can see, you can cast through the glass. And if
Gotcha.
it's like an attack roll for it, they will get a bonus to their AC because you're having to blow through the glass to get to them. But I'll still let the spell happen. Does that make sense?
Right. So I can't cast the unseen servant through the glass door of the balcony. I have to
Correct.
hope that the balcony was unlocked.
Okay. All right.
So the original plan of lowering somebody down is still more viable than lowering me down. Is that what we're going with? Who's going down there if I don't need to? Still me?
Yeah, I still think you, but I also think we should wait until it's dark.
Where are we going to loiter for hours until that happens and not be questioned?
Because it's early afternoon at this point.
Yeah. Are there any like big shops up here?
Nope. Literally, it's the lazarette and residential. That's it.
Hmm. That's a mighty good question. I mean, we could just keep walking around. You know.
And what
see
happens when the
this-
guard sees us pass for the third time?
I'm up for trying.
We could head back into the sewers.
Does that even remotely sound viable, Soundscream, considering the location of that manhole?
I mean, yeah, you could walk around. There's part of the map that's not here. You can walk through back here. I can't even click on it up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that it's not the wall is actually a little bit further back than the image shows. The lazarette doesn't touch the wall. There's a space to walk. I mean, you could do that if you wanted to.
I mean, I don't really see what else could be viable up here.
As a hint, you're on a roof.
I could just wait up
You
here.
can just went up there.
That actually sort of works.
The only risk is if somebody comes up there to do any kind of maintenance work.
Then we kill them. See, it's all solved.
Yeah, just push them over the edge. There, they slipped.
I didn't slip up! Boom. Dang, plan ruined.
Also, they'd still come up here to check, even if someone slipped. Wow, that's 20 people that slipped off that roof.
All right,
What the
so
fuck's happening up there?
what are we actually doing?
I think hanging on the roof is probably a good idea.
We're going to wait on the roof until nighttime, and then we're going to try to do something with that balcony door.
All right,
Hope it's
I
unlocked.
need
don't know.
one volunteer. Who's my guinea pig?
Actually, I have a question, Soundscream. How
Uh-huh.
far down from the roof is that balcony?
Just past 60 feet.
What if somebody hangs me by my feet?
Then it would be just within 60 feet.
Anything to anchor? A rope?
What are you trying to do?
Cast Unseen Servant as a ritual, 60 feet down, and having him try the door so we know what we're in for.
Oh, I have two 250 pieces of rope. One hemp, one silk.
We don't even need levitate if we can just climb down there.
Okay. So give me a survival check. Whoever's tying the rope off.
Nate, are you good with rope, my guy?
Yeah.
All right. So you
Whatever.
tie off kind of a rope harness for Grissom. Grissom, you are lowered just over the edge, and you are within range to where you can ritual cast Unseen Servant.
I focus my mind onto 10 minutes of casting that spell.
Okay. You do kind of have to stand to push yourself out a little bit so you can see and have that unobstructed line to a spot on the balcony. The Unseen Servant apparates.
I've given the mental command to try the door and open it and go inside.
Okay.
We're doing this in the evening, yes?
Are
I would
you waiting
assume
till the
so.
evening? Okay.
Yeah, well, I thought that
before
was
we
like all
do
part
that,
of it.
then,
Oh, okay.
I need a guinea pig. Who's going to be who wants to be the volunteer?
John.
John
John.
is the volunteer. John, roll a d20 for me.
I like that we volunteered John.
Voluntold.
Here dies the healer.
Natural 20. All right, lightning bolt.
All right, awesome. So yeah, it actually gets a little bit foggy, which is going to make it easier for you guys to remain concealed. Nobody comes up. There's no rain. There's no nothing like that. That happens while you guys wait, and then you do your thing. So you tell it to go try to open the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at something. Here's the issue.
Hmm.
If you command the service to perform a task that would move it more than 60 feet away from you, the spell ends. Where it will
Lower
have to
me
go
further.
to that.
He had 2 pieces of 50-foot rope. He can lower me 50 foot.
Okay. Is that what you're going to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna make this work.
Give me a stealth check with advantage. Okay. All right. So here's the thing that teach me something if I'm missing something.
Please.
So you tell it to command it to do a task, but you have no way to know unless you're right there next to it if it's completed that task.
I can only see visually as because it's pretty much a force of telekinesis. I can see if I pick up that glass, I will see the glass hovering towards me.
Right. So
I will see the door handle jiggle. I will hear it try to pull on the door handle. I will feel, that's all things that will happen.
Oh wait, I think I know what's
Right,
going
but
on here.
but
We're
you're
trying the door for the balcony, not the door
Front
for the...
door.
Right. So
Correct.
you can't see that door.
We can't see the door for the balcony?
No.
The balcony door. I want to get into the balcony door. The door that
Right.
separates the balcony from the room proper.
Right.
We can't see that?
No, because you're on the roof, and he's only are you going to lower him all 50 feet or all 60 feet down where he can peer around the corner on it?
If you have to.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well,
there's
that's why I'm
walls
asking.
on the balcony. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I figured
It's
one
a
of those
massive balcony.
I figure it's one of those like iron fenced off ones.
No, this is the penthouse balcony.
Yeah.
I've never
So-
been
Massive
in a
one. You can almost
penthouse.
imagine like a pool being in there at some point.
Okay. All right. So you get lowered all the way down. So you peer around the corner, and you can see the door open. The balcony door opens just fine.
I start quickly untying everything.
Okay. You're going to swing yourself around to get in on the balcony?
If I'm not directly over it, if I'm not being lowered directly over it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be lowered directly over it because you would have.
Okay.
Lowered over it, you would have gone in front of the other
windows. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are kind of to the side. So okay, so give me an athletics check.
Yeah.
To get onto the balcony. Perfect. It wasn't going to be that hard, but you do this.
I do a backflip onto the balcony.
Yeah, you do the Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible thing where you kick off and spin around the corner and land where you want to be. Sure, go for it. Why not?
Yeah. Abraham Grissom, ninja.
All right, and you untie the rope, so you are now on the balcony, and the balcony door is open.
And what I want to do is creep up and peek inside and see if I can see the front door. And I'm going to do the same thing. Send the unseen servant to open the front door.
Yeah, okay. So you can see just fine. It's a nice so the first floor, because it is a 2-floor type setup. The first floor is kind of an open floor plan. You see like couches. You can see a kitchen. You can see a little study area off to the right. There's a fireplace, a gas fireplace in the middle of everything, and then there's a set of those what look kind of like free floating stairs, right? Stairs that go up to a second level that's above the kitchen, and you can see it's got a glass wall, and you can see through enough to see that that's a bedroom that's up there.
Okay. But I'm trying to move as little as possible and using the unseen servant as my far arm, and I'm just trying to get in range of the front door to let him in.
Yeah, it walks. You see the front door. You see just the main door handle turn and open just fine. It wasn't locked. You guys never tried it.
No, I know we didn't. We overcomplicated things because we're new to this.
It's all good. So yeah, the doors open inside. So both doors open inside.
Psst, come in. It looks clear. And you see like his face peeking up behind like a ledge, like from up above.
So yeah. All right. So yeah, he sticks his head out over and loud whispers to you guys to come on down. He's got it open.
Run down.
Right. We're coming in through the front door.
Okay. So I want everybody who's coming in the front door to give me either an athletics or acrobatics check to squeeze through without tearing the police tape.
considering I don't believe we're going to find anything that will murder us in there, I'm going to stay out here and keep watch.
My
Hello.
exhaustion.
I'll alert you if anyone tries to come inside.
That's actually a good question. Have we waited so long it's been long rest, or?
No, you have not been out here long
Okay.
rest time. It would have been 4 or 5 hours.
Fair
tops.
enough, fair enough.
But yes,
So-
I'll stay outside and keep track of if people come close.
Okay, not a problem. So, Gobs, you're able to step in just fine. Nate, you do accidentally tear one of the ones across the bottom as you come in.
Just happens.
Happens.
Yep.
Could have been the wind.
And you guys are now inside of his home.
What are we looking for? He's like being real sneaky, like overplaying everything.
The documents.
What? What you're? Well, no, we don't know where they are. He didn't tell us, did he?
I imagine a study of some kind, or maybe a safe.
So, again, from Abraham's point of view, because you're balcony side staring in, to the right-hand side of the kind of living room area, there is a desk, a roll-top desk, an area over there. For the guys coming from the front door, it's on your left just as you come in. Also, perception checks now that all of you guys are in there.
It's a gelatinous cube.
That'd be hilarious. I should have done it. Okay. All right. So Gobs doesn't see it. Nate, you're going to see it first, which is extra poignant because it's just inside the front door.
Mine is still a -1, by the way.
That's fine. I'm saying you would see it first because you're closest to it. Just inside and to the right, you do see a chalk outline of a halfling.
Poor guy.
Grissom, you can also see, as you're kind of scoping out the room, that just inside the door is the chalk outline.
I'm going to start a general investigation of areas that may interest a scribe. If there are shelves that have books in the front room, I'll look through those. If there's more books in the back room, I will again look through those. Things like that.
Okay.
I'm just going to start searching for those kinds of things.
I'm going
Alright,
to assist.
give me an investigation check with advantage since he's helping.
I'm doing nothing on my own accord. I'm just doing what I'm told here.
Okay. All right, so you're going to notice a couple things. So number one, on the first floor, you haven't gone up to the second floor yet. So on the first floor, there are a lot of books that are about just the different planes. A couple of them are actually written by him, specifically the Shadowfell, and there's a comprehensive study on the Shadowfell written by him, and the wonders and dangers of the Fey realm, also written by him.
I'll take both of those books.
Okay, so you see that. Another thing that you notice is just inside the front door. You just notice this. It's a hardwood floor. The wood just inside the door, in certain about 8-inch by 2-inch sections, is frayed in a very strange way. And just at a quick glance, you don't really know what would have done that, but you see that in 3 or 4 spots. So that's odd to you. So it's
the fraying.
Okay. I would need a survival or nature check.
That shouldn't have been with advantage, so just 9.
Okay. So yeah, it's weird. It's the fibers are almost torn apart, which is unusual, right? It's just
And
weird the way it's.
Is the placement geometrical of these frayings? Could you say like one's
I
here,
will
one
say
here, one
because
here,
of
one
your
here, it's a square?
investigation check, as you look at it, the way it looks, it almost like footprints.
Oh, Okay,
Right,
so
it's
something
a
was
it's
placed
it's
there, like a tripod or something with a square stand, like
N-
somebody was
no,
walking around with a heavy foot.
a heavy foot or something that would do something to the floor, like that. You
Right.
don't notice anything strange on the carpeted area, but it's
Mhm.
specifically on the wood. You're going to see 6 or 7 of those footprint style.
I don't know what these footprint things are. Something's affected this wood.
Nate, when he says that, I want you to do either nature or survival with, or actually, give me a history check with advantage.
I was just so happy when you said survival.
Let's do survival then.
-1.
Uh,
That
still
would
with
survival
advantage?
would make yes, still with advantage. You've seen this pattern in wood before. Whenever you guys would go out camping in the winter, in the really really cold bitter winter around, you would
Yeah.
hear this popping sound, a very loud popping sound. And what you learned with your dad is that was the sound of the tree sap freezing to the point that it was shattering trees. And they would be that fibrous, torn apart pattern to them, and that's what you see in these footsteps.
So you're talking like rapid freezing of whatever moisture is inside of that wood at this point in time, just broke and just shattered outwards.
Yes.
And immediately my thoughts are on the Heart of Winter.
As you continue to investigate, there's 2 more things that you're going to find. Number 1 is what looks like a dowsing rod, but the wood is a very strange material that none of you have ever seen.
Take that.
And then the second thing that you find on his desk, in his roll top desk, is his journal.
Take that.
Okay. Is anybody going to
Anything?
look at the journal?
No, I was going to finish my investigation. I was going to help you like fill out the story as best
Gotcha.
I could with my investigation. As I was trying to say, like, I'm looking around at all these different things. I'm trying to gather things. It's a Tarkov raid, bud. I ain't going to stick
Gotcha.
around.
Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah, you find his book or his journal. Upstairs is just his bedroom. Some clothes. There's a locked safe up there. It's a very small one, so you're thinking that's probably where he keeps his money, something like that. And just bedding and his clothes.
Okay.
Refrigerator. If you open it, it's smelly because they didn't clean it out.
Right.
And stuff's been in there for a long time. But yeah, and there was a partially packed, like camping backpack. Because if you remember, Nate was coming to see him, and then he was going to do something to help Nate get to the Fey Realm. So it seems like he was maybe prepping to go with Nate to the Fey Realm to try to get Tala back.
Okay. So with the basic investigation being short, I will look at that journal briefly as I open it up and flip through it. But I don't want to interrupt what Doc was trying to say because I've been doing a lot of stuff. So
I was just gonna sort of approach Nate, then go in a low tone. Hey Nate, were you and this guy close? Like,
I've never met the guy.
okay, I thought it was like a friend of yours, like a longtime friend. I'm sorry.
No, it's a friend of a friend.
Okay.
But I am a bit out of it with. You see these footprints?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. It has to be the guy who took Tala.
that's also the thing that did the thing to your back, right?
Yes.
Is it responding? Like, is it with things like this? Don't at least in stories like the scar would burn or something if they're nearby. Has any of that happened?
Has it?
No, there's been no reactivity to it.
Yeah, there's been no reaction here. But it does seem very connected. Like he's trying to cover up his steps or something.
Yeah, that does seem likely. I'm gonna take a picture of those footsteps just in case.
Yeah,
So we have
thanks.
something to compare to if we see something else like this. And picture.
Okay. All right. And you started to flip through the journal, correct?
Yes,
Abraham?
like I'll look through like the main parts of it, like headings, interesting drawings, personally scrolled notes that may seem hastily scrawled, things like that. Things that just
There's
would
a
catch my attention.
specific set of entries that catch your attention. Like so.
Oh.
Hey, we have a year this time.
8,000 years in the future, guys. Just remember that's what's going to happen. 8,000 years in the future.
Oh, no. That's not AD.
Noted the fuck down.
That's after something else. All right. So, Mr. Grissom, would you go ahead and do us the kindness of reading this out loud?
I don't know Marius Potemkin's voice.
Yes, but you know your voice, and you would be the one reading it.
Just scanning through it real quick, bud.
Yep. And by the way, this does not say AD. This is just a year, so you don't know how far in the future this is.
I know. It was a joke.
I know, but I like to clarify to be a pedantic jerk.
You learned from me.
I learned
know
it from
Gilgamesh.
watching you.
A pedantic nerd.
Nerd! Why didn't you dodge? February 12th. 10 to, how would you say that? 10 to 12?
Yeah, I would.
Like 2012. It's like how we say things. Would you say that?
Yeah, I think they would probably just say 212 because it's that
10. That'd be a little more. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
to
February
12?
10 to 12. I received a letter today written by two youths from out of the way force I've never heard of. The girl Tala is a true thirst for knowledge, where I feel the boy is just following a pretty young girl. There's a passion for rare botany, has made inquiries and such things. I was kind of reading this silently to myself, but out
Yeah.
loud.
right.
She has a passion for rare botany and made inquiries such things as I've seen in my planar journeys. Normally, I ought to be a bit beyond such mundane questioning. I don't know why that goes, but it's been so long since I had a student that even the most simple avenue to speak on my trade and experiences are appealing. Mm-hmm. Much like the plants she wishes to study, the desire to learn must be nurtured and so will bloom to something magnificent. March 23rd, 2012. My young scholars have reached out again. It seems they are preparing to embark on a field expedition. So young and adventurous again will be a gift beyond all others. I envy the time they'll have and wonder to fill their minds when I would see the falls of summer one last time. March 30th, 7 days later. Dreadful news has reached me. Young Tala has been kidnapped and been basically Pippin has passed on. Nate, she's about you. Seems to be an agent of the heart of winter. Oh, that miserable old bastard should stay in his hole and get freezer burn. Reach out to my old friend in the Feywild, Panis Wiggleglaive. Perhaps he could. Have you heard of that name, Nate? Panos? Wiggleglaive, that's a name and a half.
I don't imagine I have.
Oh,
No, none of this is familiar.
Yes.
A couple days later, April 2nd, I got word that the soul of summer and her agents intercepted Tala before she could take it to the heart of winter. Apparently, Panos has come up to court and interceded on her behalf. Truth be told, I'm sure the queen did not do it just to spite her ex, but I feel she is safe now. Oh, that's right. Yes, the queen of summer. That's what made the heart of winter frozen. Well, young Pippin here is on his way to Neap, and I will aid him in passing to the Fey realm to bring Tala home. That's why he said he was here. Strange thing came to visit me today. Oh, a voice was emotionless, and hate felt at the same time. I'm kind of watching Nate as he's reading this, trying to see if I get a reaction out of Nate with this. He said that his master knows that I was involved in the events, and I've kept his treasure from him and requires my aid in returning the girl to his proper place. Told him I would need an evening to prepare. Pippin, if you're reading this, I'm sorry I couldn't do more. Break the rod. Panos will help you. I like watching Nate to see if there's a reaction.
Overall, it has just been a very grim expression. And worried, but also slight hope, I guess, at some point when he mentioned Panos Wiggleglaive, that he reached out to them.
Says break a rod. I imagine this is it. It's the only rod-like struck thing I found. Hold out the dowsing rod made of strange wood.
I mean, at least we are getting confirmation that Tella is safe.
Yes, but it seems like there's another step to be taken here.
Of
So,
course.
I offer him the rod because it seems like the thing for him to do.
Yes.
I don't think doing it here is wise.
At that moment, Abraham looks around and realizes where he's at. You're right.
Yeah, I'd prefer if we do this somewhere safe, preferably home. It's not that I don't want to rush in after her, Nate, but we don't know if we'll be able to get back. I feel like it'll take us somewhere breaking the rod, at least. What else? No. Wait, no, I'm rereading what you said. No, that doesn't make any sense. That's not what it's saying. It just says break the rod. It doesn't say what it will do.
Well, I assume, based upon the following words, that it would summon Panos, or at least reach him.
True, but it also keeps saying that he's a friend in the Feywild. I mean, sure, it could bring him here, or it could bring us to him.
Either or.
Do you have any
What do we
way
have to do
tell?
here? What was that, Nexus? Sorry.
Do you have any way to tell, Mr. Grissom?
I could do it here, or we could get out of here before anybody comes by. We think we are overstaying our welcome if we have everything we need.
We should get out of here.
Wait, what was it that the investigator wanted us to get? Just a journal?
Yeah, what did
He-
Chariotto get?
Yeah, he was after indication on whether it was natural causes or if there was evidence.
We have that.
Yeah, evidence that.
We have
we-
pictures of the footsteps, and we have the journal that mentions this.
Yeah, that definitely implies that someone else was here.
Have you
And
guys
it's not-
found
and-
anything
and-
else?
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that we need to consider. He wrote the journal entry after meeting the Heart of Winter. It may not necessarily be the Heart of Winter that killed him if he was allowed to write it.
No, but it could have been one of his people, agents, or
Just
Yeah,
saying.
just to point out something, he did say a strange thing in his that thing said his master knows I was involved. So, with your intelligence, it'd be easy to imply this was a servant of the Heart of Winter, not the Heart of Winter himself.
Right, master.
Yes.
Yeah, the spirits of the seasons would, I don't think they could actually come into the Prime Materia.
I'm
So-
gonna make sure I take a second picture of where the footstep is in comparison to the chalk outline.
Yeah, now that you've kind of put all that together, you can see it took 4 or 5 steps in. Was the furthest in footsteps are facing where the body chalk starts. So they walked in, killed him, and then walked out.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure to take some pictures of that. Also, the inside door handle, does that have any of that freezery thing on it, or any like signs of that?
It's metal.
Oh, never mind.
It's
Never mind
brass.
then. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Can I get a sense for this area?
You definitely sense you actually can sense a lot of different things in this room. So, number one, there is a faint Feywild essence coming off of the footsteps and the door handle. You get strong planar energy off of the dowsing rod. And inside the drawer, if you go through the drawers, there's a case with those same rods with similar rods. It doesn't have as many as the one you've got. It's only got 3. It's got a green one, what am I thinking? What is it whenever something's not shiny, it's dull,
Matte.
like a paint? Matte, thank you. That matte black rod and so there's a green metal one, a matte black rod, and another piece of wood that looks like the dowsing rod would.
I guess we'll take those two.
Seems important, so yeah.
I'm going to do something that I haven't done. I should have done this starting off. How much time do you think we feel we have as a group in this area? Another 10 minutes? Detect
Say,
magic, ritual
I'd say-
cast.
give it a try for sure.
Okay, detect magic, ritual cast. See if we can pick up any more secrets behind the walls.
And I will try and be a lookout just to see outside.
In
I think
before,
Otho's
you,
still outside.
in before you sense, so the floor of the entire room is covered by an alarm spell.
As soon as you cast a spell, it
Yeah.
activates.
The only other thing you really find is the fireplace is an elemental bound fireplace.
Thought it was gas
but, no, you thought it was gas fed. That was my description of it. Is that it looks like one, but it's actually elemental fed.
Oh God, there's a bound elemental in there?
Yeah,
Can I unbind it?
you can certainly try.
Gobs did want to destroy something.
Okay, give me an intelligence check.
Oh, I know it's bad.
Okay.
Oh, I know it's bad. I'm
Yeah.
just curious, bud. I'm just
Okay.
curious.
You could try to dispel the magic around it. It's pretty strong because it's meant to last for a long
no.
time.
No runes
But-
for me to interact with to scrape away and
No, it's not like
Okay.
that. It's
Okay.
it's something you buy, right?
Gotcha.
So it's a not mass manufactured, but it's one of those like I want to be energy efficient and not use electricity, but I still want the fireplace or use electricity.
and I don't
or
mind
gas.
slavery.
And yeah, it's an elemental, right?
They're
They're not elementals aren't people.
Fuck.
So it's one of those deals. So it's
Gotcha.
strong industrial binding magics are there, so you could try to dispel them if you have dispel magic.
I
But
know.
there's
I
also-
was just curious. Like, what is
Yeah.
the possibilities involved with the things that I see
Oh, yeah.
around me? Could I literally set off a quote unquote bomb by doing something like that up here?
You would release what is very likely a very upset fire elemental.
Yeah, a bomb. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, this is worse than a bomb. It's a repeatedly exploding bomb who will walk around and explode.
Yeah, you would know typically they don't take like
Imprisonment. likely.
sentient. They don't take sentient fire elementals. They take like the equivalent
Yeah.
of like
Feral.
a cow,
Yeah.
fire
I know, I
cow,
gotcha.
right?
Oh no, I got
So-
you, bud. I'm just
So it wouldn't be sentient, but it's still alive and would still be pissed off. It'd be like letting loose a fire tiger.
bull. Fire
Yeah,
bull.
or bull.
China shop.
A bull. Bull's a good thing. So, but it's on fire.
And so we'll leave it be. And moving on, I cast detect magic, found nothing Melch, and I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, there's nothing else too particularly spectacular here. He's
I
got
think
an
the free
inkwell
samples.
that refills itself, but if you want to take that, you can.
An inkwell that
but-
refills itself. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
need an
bottom.
inkwell.
Infinite
Yeah,
ink.
it's a bottomless inkwell.
I'll take it,
So-
but I don't need it because
Alright.
my magic quill.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're heading out. I guess we'll come out through the front door, seeing how we don't need to do all that sneakery.
Yep. We're gonna do athletics or acrobatics checks as you guys leave. All right, this time
Sorry.
Nate and again Gobs are easily able to avoid to hit anything. Abraham, it's not actually you that hits it; it's Roscoe gets his wing tangled and pulls one of them off.
Can I fix it? Let it pull off or tear?
It pulled off.
I'll put it back.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to put it back, and you're able to put the one that Nate knocked off as well.
Close the door and leave.
How am I
All
gonna
right.
lock the door?
It wasn't locked in the first
Well-
place.
Oh,
We didn't
thought-
try it.
We've been idiots. Also, where's Otho? Wasn't he supposed to keep watching here?
Yeah, he's just standing outside the door.
Yeah, I'm right here.
His scales change color again, and he just suddenly reveals himself.
No. So here's the question. As you guys are leaving, are you guys going to take the lift down, or are you guys going to go back through the sewers?
Going back through the sewer seems like it has a Corsair problem at the bottom with the ogre Etten thing.
Yeah. And they
But
might
how-
be working their way up the sewers.
And here's the thing. There might be somebody that asks us, how did you get up here? I don't remember you coming up.
I mean, it's probably the night shift right now. They likely didn't see what happened during the day shift.
They have cameras. They could go and review and question why there was a break-in and stuff missing if they actually do an investigation of that room and then review their cameras. I read the newspapers. I know how this stuff works.
Is your address like public?
My address? Like Abraham's? He has a shop. He's a boutique shop.
Oh yeah,
So-
his absolutely is then.
But public
at
does
you.
not necessarily mean well known.
No.
Actually having an address.
Also, we're technically working for someone high up in the system who will
That-
likely, once the evidence is handed over to them, wave away whatever they might find in this regard. Right?
Yes, if they win. As we know, there's a pirate in charge. Yar.
Not in charge. He's one of the 5 members of the Trisale.
The statement was made to make a point, not to be
Gotcha.
accurate.
I do
I'm just
think we could try the
making
lift.
sure.
Have I ever seen
Maybe-
someone go down the lift? Do they check when people are going down?
What do we know
give
about
me a
lift travel?
Give me a history check.
3.
You know that they check going up. Beyond that, you're not really sure. I can
Mhm.
say because from where you guys are, the lift is on this side of everything. So as you guys come out of this building, right, and you're kind of walking down here, you can see where the lift docks, and there's not any guards or anything at it up here.
Yes, but is it like a ticket booth and all that stuff?
Nope,
I
not
mean,
up top.
We look like workers, so let's act like workers that are just going home for the day.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. It's you guys walk over.
Besides it's cold and foggy out, I don't think any night guards are gonna want to get out of their booth.
Yeah. So you guys walk over. It takes a minute or two because they do come up and down on a cycle. There are 2 of the lifts, so as one's going down, the other one's coming up. But it does take a couple minutes before it gets up there. And yeah, some people get off. Mostly kind of fancier looking people because it's about the end of what would be dinner service down. So maybe they went down to get food, to eat out, maybe go to the Compass Rose, that kind of stuff. So some of them are dressed up, some of them aren't. A couple of them are a little bit tipsy. And you wait, they clear off, and then you guys are able to get on. A couple other people do come on. There are some other what look like maintenance type workers that are getting on. There's at least there's a couple fancy people get on, and let's see, where is? Hold on, I need to find something real quick. I know I have it noted. Come on, where is it? I know it's in here. Sorry, I'm hunting for something specific. Okay. So, I need perception checks as a guy gets on, and he does have two members of the stay, two guards with him as he gets on, and I need perception checks.
Is it something that Roscoe would take note of, or does he not care?
I don't think Roscoe would notice this.
Okay.
Nicely done, Nate.
Nate, something that's interesting about this guy, he has all the dressing and everything of a member of the Tri-Sail. In fact, you're pretty sure you've seen him. Going back in your memory, you've seen him on like TV talking about different stuff. And you know his name. His name is Cormoran. So he's a member of the Tri-Sail. His family owns one of the docks down that builds ships. So they own a dry dock, a wet dock, and an actual just traffic dock. It's dock number 11. And they specialize. The reason you remember him is because they specialize in arms and shipment back and forth from the mainland and building ships for the Corsairs. And something triggers in your memory when you're remembering a news story you saw with him, and something that was real poignant is he had a golden lapel pin of the Tri-Sail symbol. Cormoran's not wearing that symbol. You can see that pin, which you remember, you've seen him on there a couple times. You've never seen him on TV without the pin, but the pin is missing.
It's not him.
Gonna point it out to the others.
You think it's an imposter?
It has to be.
Everybody give me a history check. So I'm going to say, Nate, give me a history as well.
Why?
Might as well try. Swing from fences.
1 minus 1.
So the only person who remembers this is Abraham. If you remember when you guys were investigating where Papa Laveau had his thing, you found a lapel pin of the Tri-Sail.
All right, we did.
We did.
And if you remember, one of the things you picked up on whenever you got to him, all the stuff he had for his ritual was really expensive.
So we kill him now?
So the ride down takes a couple minutes. Most people aren't talking. All the kind of blue-collar working class people kind of shift to one side of the car, trying to give space, not so much because of respect, but just because they don't want to deal with the fancy pants people. But yeah, car goes down like normal. It stops. The doors open. What do you guys do? Or let me rephrase that. Do you guys want to do anything on the trip down, or say anything on the trip down?
I think we're just gonna be, well, at least I'm just gonna be hanging near the blue-collar people, since we are pretending to be workers. If there's any small talk about sports or whatever, then yeah, say a few things, but nothing no big commitment or anything.
Yep.
Just, blend.
I break the rod. I'm kidding. On the way down.
Everyone on this thing is going to the Feywild.
You're all coming with me.
Sasuke's kind of contemplating what that would be like.
I know exactly what would happen, so you guys do what you want to do.
No, it's not to be out of character. I would try to keep quiet the entire way down and try to make sure nobody notices me. Try to make myself small and old and unimportant.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys are able to get down without too much of an issue. So it docks like normal and the doors open. The kind of fancy pants people kind of
I'll let them go out first, yeah.
They go out first, Cormoran and his guards come out, and now that we're back down here, down to the mast level. So this is where you guys come out. This is where
That's the
the
station.
Yep.
Okay.
And he immediately goes walking this direction. This is where the or I'm sorry, my brain not working.
Maybe.
So you guys, because that's the plant. And let me look at my other map real quick. Try to get my brain settled.
That's only 100 feet to the docks? Jesus. The place is tiny.
You be quiet. So he would, because that's the university.
Where we where we found Laveau doing his things was like one of these houses down here. Like down here.
This.
It was this warehouse
This one. Yeah,
specifically.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So he is heading towards this set of buildings. One is the jail, and one is the police station.
Well, that seems something he would do, so I'm not going to follow him.
Yeah, just letting you know.
Mhm.
And where do you guys go? Nobody's being stopped and talked to. There are guards down here, but they're mainly checking the people that are coming in for passage. You can see kind of a line of people, and they're checking them.
You can check out anytime you like. You never leave.
The opposite. You can leave whenever you like, but you can't check in.
All right, so I think we're just going to go back to a place where we can work out this issue.
Yeah.
All right.
Abraham's place is kind of small, but it can fit everybody.
What about Otho's place?
I don't know how big it is, like as a player.
He has like hospital beds and stuff.
He does have examination rooms that can double as beds, personal
I'm
rooms.
saying like
so
room to work on, like if we cracking this thing, cracking that rod.
Oh, I think we should probably hand over the things to the investigator first. Again, in case because we don't know what the rod does. Like, quote unquote, clear out the quest board first in case we're sent on a 6-month jaunt to the Feywild.
Or we can, but what if he wants it and we don't get to use it?
Just don't tell him about it.
Ah, yes, interdimensional traveling. I love it.
I don't even know what this thing does. It has planar energy. It could summon. It could open communication.
It is mentioned in the journal that we are handing in.
That we are what?
It's mentioned
Oh,
in the
right,
journal
right.
that we're
It's
turning in.
mentioned. I mean, you could
Yes.
just. I mean, you could just say there wasn't a rod there. You don't know what he's referencing.
I am not a convincing liar.
Then hand him one of the other rods, the small ones.
And what if he
He-
breaks it and doesn't do what you need it to do?
Did he seem that disingenuous from our conversation with him?
No, but we may have no agency if he takes it from us.
I don't believe he's just the kind that would take from us.
I believe we don't know him at all.
We know him a little.
He's a
We
construct.
can always present the thing and tell him that we don't want to.
I mean, if we meet him in a public place again, we can present certain things to him, and if something goes awry, we can use the
Oh,
public as our shield.
don't want to get into a confrontation. I just don't want him taking it from us before we have an opportunity.
Then what? How about we leave the rod somewhere else, somewhere he can't get to?
Just maybe. I'm not saying you're wrong that he can't be trusted. I'm just saying we have to be. That's Abraham being
Careful.
overly cautious every time.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with you. I don't trust the guy. That's why I'm saying just don't give it to him.
Just leave it
Just
here.
keep it in the bag of holding.
That is an excellent idea.
I do not want to keep it next to the egg. What if it breaks? He's suddenly very protective of the egg.
Actually,
Then we can wrap both of them in a blanket.
Maybe.
Speaking of the bag of holding, what's in there actually?
The egg. You
No,
don't
I
think
mean,
there's anything
Was it
else?
empty?
No, I
Seemed
mean-
empty.
I mean, like, how does it do the magic thingy? Can a person enter it?
Yes, but you would run out of air.
Can
What
I
if
just look
only the
inside?
head sticks out?
That's
Yeah.
not how planar portals work. It's in or out. There's no halfways. And that's actually an official rule.
Aw.
That sucks.
That means I
The only-
can't do what Nemo did a lot of the time.
The only thing
Yeah.
that really kind of bends that rule is reaching into the bag to pull something out. That's the only time that was ever interdimensional things where you could reach in. But every time
Well-
I've read any rules about portals, it's all or nothing.
Milla is reaching in with her body.
Like, all of my body.
Go in there then. You got 10 minutes. I cinch it close.
Wait, how do I get out?
I have to let you out.
You're gonna, right?
I'll set a timer.
If we
How long
want
do you want
to.
to stay in there?
And remember,
I just want to look in there like a few seconds.
Okay, well, there you go. I cinch it up. You're now in a void floating next to an egg.
It's only 4 feet deep, though.
4
This
feet deep.
is
I thought it was literally a void. Like it was just like a floating pocket of space.
Nope, it has an interior space considerably larger than the outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter and 4 feet deep.
So you're in a cylinder, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding 64 cubic feet. It weighs 15 pounds regardless of the contents, and retrieving the item from the bag requires an action.
Oh,
If the
this-
bag is overloaded, pierced, or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered into the astral plane. If it's turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but the bag must be put right before it can be used again. Breathing creatures inside a bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures, minimum 1 minute, after which time they begin to suffocate. Placing a bag of holding inside of an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where one of the items was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through into a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is one way only and cannot be reopened.
Question. The astral plane cannot be reached from this planet because of the planar rules. What happens?
You have to put those together and see what happens.
An adventure for a later time.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool in here. I could live here if not for the whole suffocate thing. It's larger than my old room.
2 foot by 4 foot is larger than your old room.
Yes, it sucked.
Okay, so
I let her out.
are we trying to meet up with Chariotto? Are we going back to Othokent's place? Are we going back to Abraham's place? Are we splitting up? Are we doing the Macarena? What are we doing?
Definitely the Macarena.
I vote for the porcelain head.
Macarena.
Othokent is what you said, Nexus?
Porcelain head.
Porcelain head. Okay.
Should we, like, sleep through the night first, or just go straight to him right now?
Let's get some rest. Make sure we
Mhm.
will.
That's actually
Preoccupied.
an excellent point. Let's stick together. We don't know what's going to come after we did our doings upstairs, so we'll stick together in case something happens.
I do also need to buy more medical supplies in tomorrow.
I think
So-
Othokent's place, then, it's larger.
That's what I was going to, yeah.
I don't think my place is much larger, but no offense, Abraham, it's more organized.
And the efficiency of space has never been my strong suit.
It
I
is
like your
fine.
place. I like your place a lot. It's charming. Reminds me of home.
I'm sure you have some sort of order in it. I know where things are. I just don't. Well, in your case,
All
you have-
right.
So we're going to get
So-
some rest, take a long rest.
You guys are able to make it back to Othokent's place just fine.
I do have a request in the evening for Othokent before we go to bed.
Okay.
Othokent, I was wondering if you could do a thing for me.
Well, it depends on the nature of the favor.
This arm that grew, could I ask you to take some samples, figure out if it's alright? Because it's been doing tendrily things. And I'm not entirely controlling those.
Well, I can at least do a medical examination of it. It'll take me like 20 minutes, can draw some blood, take a tissue sample, all those different things.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea, so at least know what this thing is like. Yeah.
All right.
Of
So
course.
as you begin to work with it, Othokent, and looking at that arm specifically, to the touch, it feels like flesh. You're able to feel Gob's pulse through it. The normal like reflexes where you hit on the elbow with a rubber hammer, it responds in every way just like an arm.
Mhm.
The only things that are very odd is when you clip off a little bit of skin trying to do a tissue sample, as soon as it's separated, it starts to fizzle and pop like sodium exposed to air and just dissolves into nothingness. When you try to take a blood sample from that arm, as you're bringing it in, it's pure solid black ichor. And then inside the syringe, it starts to bubble and rupture as soon as you like pull the needle out, and the actual syringe explodes. So you're unable to draw blood or take a tissue sample from it.
So it's not normal.
Yes, you are correct. It is definitely not normal.
What part made you think it was normal?
I
Its sudden
don't
appearance, the black.
I don't know. Just it exploded.
Well, I could try and get some plexiglass syringes, though. Those are expensive, but I could see if I could order some.
Do you have a microscope or something? Can I like try and take a look at this thing under it?
Well, I suppose. Let me just go and find it.
Also, I've always wanted to try that.
Yeah, so as far as when you examine it, even with a microscope or any other way, everything tells you it's a normal arm unless you try to separate part of it or take blood from it for testing. So when you look through it, it looks just like a normal arm. It looks like somebody had a really super tattooed arm. And that's it.
You
As
know,
far as
just
you
for
can tell,
fun.
it's an arm.
Just for fun with the tweeze, I'm gonna try and pick an arm hair off of it if there are any.
There aren't any. I would say it's smooth.
Interesting. Not even any peach fuzz on your arm.
Can you try and take a larger piece than just a bit of skin?
I find that medically inadvisable.
No, I mean like half an inch, like a shaving. It's gonna hurt, I know, but
It's gonna hurt. Well, only if I do my job improperly.
I mean it's closed up before. Like it's literally been closing wounds on my body.
I'm just gonna try and be ready as best I can. Abraham, if it comes alive, can you please burn it?
Yes,
Not-
yes.
Not the arm, but whatever piece I might be able to.
Oh, I
pull
thought
off.
you meant Milla. Yes, I know what you meant.
Just making sure. I am first going to give Milla a bit of a local sedative, and then I'm gonna try and do as she requested.
As you try to do so, a tendril of flesh reaches out and snaps your scalpel blade and throws it and flings it into the wall. Milla, in your head, you just hear, "No, stop."
What the hell? was
And I
that?
need you to roll a d12.
As you take an Eldritch Blast from yourself.
You suffer 6 points of psychic damage, and you're bleeding out of your nose, ears, and tear ducts.
Oh,
But it's
dear.
not normal blood. It is that black ichor is
It's
coming out.
sizzling and popping as it touches air, too.
Yes, it is.
At that point, Othokent is immediately gotta get sanitation equipment. Dear Lord.
You're filled with explosives, Milla.
Just- Don't worry. Stay calm.
No.
Stay calm.
Something spoke.
She
is starting to hyperventilate.
All right. You need to breathe. This is
Here,
already
I got a
weird.
paper bag.
Slow down.
Breathe into
I
the
got
bag.
you.
Hold to the bag of holding over there. It's not working. 10 minutes of air inside.
Quiet. Look at me. In. Out. You're not helping it along by panicking.
The hell is this thing then? That's not a normal. That's not an arm.
It is an arm, technically. But there's something more behind it that I believe is magical in nature. And my magical knowledge is very limited, as I only just discovered my own not too long ago without prior research.
Okay. Another request. Can I have some sleeping pills?
I'll find you something to help you sleep. I am also just gonna find somewhere Tylenol for you.
Yes, please.
I would like to keep you under observation during the night. You're going to be hooked up to some weird machines, but that's just to keep track of your heart rate and breathing and all that.
Perfectly fine.
Well, I know you aren't perfectly fine, but I'm glad that you allow me to do this. I can't forcibly put you under care. That's against the law.
All right. Well, as you guys settle down from all of that, Milla takes her little medicine to help her sleep, and everybody lays down to get a good night's rest.
Yeah.
That is where we're going to end this week's session. However, my friends, welcome to level 3.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woohoo!
So again, as a reminder, if when you roll for hit points, you can either take average or you can roll it. If you roll it, you take what you get. Unless you get a 1, I will let you re-roll 1s.
Kapla!
You know I'm gonna roll a 2.
Yeah! Ah, good roll. One from Max. Oh, not
Nice.
207. 27.
Othokent suddenly thick.
I suddenly turn into the lizard from Spider-Man.
No, I expect you to be like really, really fat and just have some small lizard boy
I'll just
with
roll
a
max again.
with a trombone following you around, going ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Stop it! I have a glandular
Another
problem.
problem. Quit it. It's wrong noise.
Well, I don't get a lot at level 3, but I do get more spell slots and second level spells.
Oh, and because you guys are going to be taking a long rest, the fellas that have a minus have the exhaustion level of exhaustion. You guys will rest up from that.
Yay.
So next week when we pick up, we'll finish off a couple of pieces of the storyline, and maybe you guys will get the chance to go rescue somebody. As I do believe Nari will be able to join us starting next week. So the final member of the group will be joining us, and that'll be exciting to have the full
Yeah.
party.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, as always, appreciate you guys showing up for the game. If you need anything in the meantime, reach out to me. And if anybody is watching this on YouTube when we post it there, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And we'll see you guys next week.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Thanks.